Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the stream. I do see the freaking scam train. Don't you worry. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm in that weird state right now. I've only had a little bit of my coffee, and I do currently have a cat on my lap, and I'm giving her a scritch. So I'm like, whoa, I'm really cozy. The start of just say episode 8 to episode 7. Oh, thank you, mods. Let's fix that right away. And we will also cat, exactly, this is gonna be an extra comfy episode, gentlemen. Let's go over here and say good morning. Welcome into episode 8, not 7, of Unpacking Pod. How are you doing today? Happy start of your week. It's probably Monday for a lot of you. Let me thank the jetpacks who not only support the pod but support the stream. Thank you so much, QP, for episode 7 was good, so good we're having it a third time. Okay, fuck you. Thank you for 28 months of support, QP. Thank you. Nadal, thank you for supporting the stream for 19 months of support. Ooh. Thank you. And all the time, you always get so hyped about Scam Train. I respect it. I mean, Scam Train just kind of makes you go, but I appreciate it. Thank you all the time. You've been here for 23 months. Seriously, that's actually crazy to me. I hope you've been lovely. I hope you're doing really well. 23 months supporting the stream. Thank you. And also, coffee's my god. Jets, what? You make my days better. Not sure what else to say. Oh, you don't have to fucking say anything, man. Thank you so much for 16 months of support. Coffee's my god. Thank you. And Mario, thank you for gifting. Sub to the community. Sub to the channel. Supporting the stream. I hope you're doing lovely, everybody. Welcome in this morning. Welcome. I hit 27 on the weekend. 27 club. Here I come. Just kidding. Don't. I have a famous music career. I was literally about to say they were Digital Brother. Let's hope you don't. But also, congratulations on hitting 27. I will admit, I feel like when I do hit 27, there will be that little thought in my head where I go, it could be funny. Like, I won't do it for the bit, but that's the part of my brain that's like, should I do it for the bit? Commissar, thank you so much for 12 months. Dude, oh my, whole goddamn year of support. I'm doing lovely. Thank you, Alexander Graham, for 20 months. 20, count them, 20 months of support. Wow, so much support coming in this morning. Okay, you guys will start quickly overwhelming me. A few subs in the morning I can handle, but it's not stopped yet. Thank you so much, Alexander. Thank you so much, Commissar. Thank you so much, formerly Cream. Me when it's unpacking time. Oh, right now. Thank you so much. Oh my god, for 2 months, dude. Thank you for choosing to, bastard. Thank you so much for choosing to support the stream. Come back and enjoy what you've been enjoying and enjoy those emotes. I really appreciate you choosing to support for another month. You're second ever one, buddy. Appreciate it. And hello, good morning too. Disaster Mianio. Hello, I heard about you from another purple, funny Australian VTuber. Oh, I wonder who that could be. Yes, I will be talking about, as well as we're doing, the theme of this week's episode of Unpacking. I should be professional for a little second here. The theme for this week's episode of Unpacking is music for moods, which we can get into in a little bit. But before that, I thought it'd be nice to do a little bit of a catch up, just a general how's it going, what's up, what's good, and do a little talking about the weekend at the start of this week's episode. Because this is not really the first official season, we can still be a little casual and go off the topic quite a bit. So I might start the episode by just like talking about what I've been up to. I sound kind of atrocious, dude. I feel like I got really bad morning voice. Let me drink some more coffee. How was the sleepover? There was no sleepover, which I'm kind of bummed about, because like it would have been kind of a fun idea to get all the girls over and like play Mario Party together or something cute. But my facility can't facilitate that many people. But maybe down the line, like Vivi and Ruby-chan, they can get like maybe a bigger pad or something. I don't know. I think they've been talking about it. So I might be able to like, I'll bring over chips and Dorito Mountain Dew. Like I can just buy a mansion in this economy. You sound sleepy. I will admit, I've not been sleeping that well. Like, so the problem is, boys, is I've really made myself a 6 a.m. Andy. I can't not wake up at 6 a.m. I'm starting to wake up before my alarm. Yeah, that facility, that doesn't facilitate. Bless me, it facilitates me quite nicely. Thank you very much. Why does that sound like an innuendo? It's not meant to sound like an innuendo. It is literally ideal for me. Anything less, and it'd be slightly too small. Anything more, and I think I'd be overwhelmed. Or it's like, it's at that perfect balance. I've got it's a tiny, everybody who saw the facility kitchen was like, oh, it's so small. Oh, but it's really perfect. I was like, yeah, right. Like everything is just kind of just enough that I need in a way where I'm super comfortable. It's literally clueless. It's enough for me and my cat right now. And I'm not pointing down there why is everything innuendo this morning? For the creature who's now complaining because she wants an extra scritch. So she just looked at me like, you stop scritching me to do hand gestures. Give me another scritch on the chin. Sorry, I have my cat Mima. She sat on my lap this morning. I think she's being really needy this morning, boys. Because over the entire weekend, I've been out touching grass, dragging hags across the landscape of Australia, and so I think she's like, where have you been, you've not been giving me scritches in the afternoon, because we've been coming back quite late. Like, it's been one of those things where we've all been out. They put emphasis on us doing lots of drinking. The hags were saying that we did a lot of drinking, but I think we didn't. I think we just did a lot of drinking for the hags. Like, honestly, boys, I was fully sober like for the entire week. Like, they got a little dusty. I was like, oh no, okay. I need my understanding of a person who went to mech studies, art school, of what a night of drinking out looks like is very different. The Adventures of Jetsilla, Queen of the Desert. Actually a classic movie, genuinely. Mark would even try with the innuendos last time. He had an off collab. She said like, Jet's kitty stiff me. What? We're VTubers. We don't mean to have innuendo. It just naturally happens. Like, it's just inevitable. It's like an instinct by nature. 2 domestic glasses of yellowtail. Honestly, I was like, oh, okay, this is very, it's so endearing. I've like always hung out with ladies who are like older than me, but it's like so endearing every time I'm like, oh, I have to take a step back. I have to slow myself down. Like, legitimately, on the second day, like the big day in the city, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I should take a few steps back and talk about things from the beginning. But from on the second day when we were in the city and I was running around, I so had to keep on stopping myself from not running ahead and doing things. I'm a little bit of a person which I feel like I need to be kept up with. What's the word? No, does that make sense? It's like I'm like, it's someone has to you have to catch up to me, and it's like, that's bad. That's not a good like, I should be a little bit more slow, and I'm never the person who's at the back of the pack, if that makes sense. It's like except for when I was in sports as a kid, because I wasn't sporty. I was really bad at running and really bad at athletics. In the relative of like, if I was in a race, I would lose, yes, but in like especially a bad ankle. Okay, boys, okay, you can't. No rats, no rodents. If I hear any fucking rodents, any squeaky little sounds for cheese, I'm gonna be so upset with you all. Okay, don't do this to me, boys. Okay, Jetpack, you have my back. You are my lads, right? You are boys. You wouldn't rat on me, right? Right, lads? What'd you do? Okay, so Jets has your ankle. Okay, so Jets. Okay, boys. Okay, so you didn't. God damn it! What? Sorry. The first day. Let's just take it pace. The first day, Marco got in, and I headed over to Vivi's, and then Marco came from airport to Vivi's, and then we got lunch, and it was lovely and it was cozy, and I was like, took everyone to a nice cafe, and it was one of those things. Stop tomatoing me, I'll get into it. It was really lovely. So here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna try and pivot out of this. He's gonna keep tomatoing me. Here's the thing, boys. I only recently moved back to this area of Australia. For years, for the last few years, for the last like 6 years of my life, I lived in a completely different state of Australia. My adolescence I experienced in this state. So I didn't really socialize at all. Didn't go out and do a lot. Boo, moving. And so being back here, I'm like, I don't know where things are. I'm having to fully learn where things are so I can be a good hostess. Like, that's the main thing, is like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a hostess, but I don't know where to go for places. So a lot of it was like me frantically Googling and checking like articles and all the rest of it to find good cafes. But I lucked out pretty consistently because I really liked all the food, and I was like, oh, like I was sweating. I was like the, you know, the meme of the guy speed running, like, and he's like sweat dripping on his face trying to find good places to go. That was like me prior to this weekend, trying to find something that I think would be suitable, because I was like, I've not vetted it, I've not been there before. Ugh, the freaking the reviews online. So we went to a nice cafe. I'd never been there before, and it was like actually really cozy. Is it Prior? Fuck you. I just said, this is Brenda from your GP office. I sure hope you're taking it easy after showing your botched pink and purple ankle a couple days ago. Yeah, Brenda. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, a few more side tangents, and I'll tell you guys what happened. Just need to tie your leg to a chair for a week and a half. I probably should get like a moon boot, but that's not gonna fucking happen. Maybe if I talk long enough, the jetpacks will forget I'm not taking care of myself. Anyway, so the cafe was lovely. Like really good food, and they all liked it. And then I could sense, you know, that thing we can sense people getting kind of sleepy, like the food's hit them and they're like getting kind of snoozy. So it was that point, and walked back, Vivi and Marco went back to Vivi's, and they had a nap, and I got my bike, and I biked back to the facility and worked a bunch on the project that I'm working on, which I've good project progress, in case you guys are curious. I'm working on this project, which I'm under NDA for. So I can't talk about it in specifics, but I only have like another 4 days max, and for most of them I'm going to be busy. So today is like my last day to try and get it all done. So I was working on that like in between the weekend. Like anytime I had a spare moment, I was like, time to boot up Clip Studio Paint and work. So I went back to the facility and worked on that. But you're saying you drugged the hags? No. They had cozy, comfy eggs on toast and went for like their midday nap, which I am envious of. Like, I'll be honest, I'm incredibly jealous of these damn hags' ability to have a midday nap. But I don't think I will ever get it. Like, I don't think there's gonna be a point for me where I'm like, I can have a midday nap. It's just, I think at this point in my life, I've just established I'm not a midday napper. Though I did think I would never be as kind of like a person who's like active, like physically active, and I did think I'd never be a person who was like a 6 a.m. Andy. So I guess there's kind of maybe, sorry, I just realized, I realized cables. Maybe there is a case. I don't know, I feel like it's a waste of time. 10-20 years, Jets. I always so worried about wasting time, and I feel like naps are a waste of time, even though I feel like statistically if you get healthier sleep you live longer. So it's like catch 22, like if I don't sleep at all I get more time, but if I don't sleep at all I fuck myself over in the long run, kind of thing. I used to think midday naps were a bit excessive until I hit my mid-30s. I feel like I'm in the same case as you, Disaster, where currently I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I'll just keep chugging. You need to take your naps, yes, Omar. Naps are fucking rad, thank you. Maybe I just don't get the appeal because I've never really been a napper. Anyway, so they had a nap. Then, after that, Marco and, oh yeah, that's the night we hung up. We got caught up with more streamers and stuff. So then everybody kind of came over to my neck of the woods. It was like Marco and Vivi and Vivi's streamer friend Weishi and Jolly, and everyone kind of came over, and we went out for like Japanese, and then we went and played board games, and it was really casual, it was really good and just cozy. And on that night when we were walking around, boys. On that night, let's just say there was a point where we were walking where I stepped. Let's just say there was a point where we were walking and I stepped in a There was like construction happening, and the path was uneven. Okay, it wasn't my own center of gravity being shot, which it totally is because my center of gravity is shot. But I've worked out with this 2-hour podcast to get to that point where you learn how Jets managed to hurt her leg again. You think I hurt my leg once this weekend? Ooh, boys. So, yeah, basically I stepped and it literally went aggressively. Like, I'm not, you can't rat me. You can't rat because they don't know how bad it was. So don't rat me. I'm telling you guys my deepest, darkest secrets. Boys, currently we're at like a sleepover and I was like, oh my God, did you? Okay, so it went so painfully, like this exact same sharp pain as the first time I sprained it. And I stepped and I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to walk on this. But everybody was like, we needed to, I can't remember where we were going. Maybe we were going to like a little bar afterwards, or maybe it was when we were heading to go to the board games. I can't remember specifically. It was like, I was like, we have to get somewhere. I remember just thinking in the pain, be like, I can't hold us up. Let's just keep going. And so I just stepped. I was like, yep, that hurts. I stepped. I was like, yep, that hurts. I stepped. I was like, okay, it's hurting less. Stepped. Okay, it's hurting less. It's hurting less. I can do this. I can do this. Don't tell Phoebe. Boys, don't do that to me. Sorry, I'm gonna also calm down. My voice is getting all bleh. You were cooked. At this point, cut the leg off and start again. I thought it was just gonna be like a minor re-sprain, but like yesterday and this morning, it's completely swollen up and started bruising again. Like because not only was it that day, also the next day when we spent all day in the city, there was another point where I kind of stood in a weird way and like re-sprained. I think every single day of this weekend, I have re-sprained my ankle. And so, and I was actually getting better. It was like legitimately leading up to this weekend. I was like, oh, this weekend's gonna be great because my ankle feels so much better. You're going to permanently cripple yourself if you don't stop this. I wasn't gonna like not spend a lovely weekend hanging out with like really cool VTubers who I'm friends with just because I had a silly little ankle problem. Just Control Z the healing, it kind of did. It's not better until multiple weeks of feeling better. I know. It's just one of the things where it was like right on the precipice of probably being on like a steady recovery. And then the weekend I rolled it like 3 times again and I'm like, fuck! It was legitimately getting better. Do you have a brace on? No. Have you considered peg leg? Actually, yeah. Seriously, you may very well need a walking cast now. I think get a brace. I think I might get like, I might not get like a hard brace, but I might think about getting like a strap brace. Like something that's like a elasticized strap just for the next few weeks because I keep on accidentally rolling it. Get a hard brace, you dingus. I'm gonna stay strapped, yeah. Anyway, tell your GP what you did and she can actually help you. Yes, I have another GP appointment. I got more doctor's appointments tomorrow. So here's the thing, boys. This week's schedule, if you haven't seen this week's schedule, it's like literally maybe the worst schedule so far. It's all the times are wrong and there's no times. Like, how did I manage to get the times wrong and there's no times on my schedule? Doctor's appointment for what? I've had been suffering with health issues all the start of this year. A VTuber suffering with health issues? No way! If you do get a soft brace, make sure it has stabilizers. Thank you, Alex. I will keep that in mind. Also, Aji-san, ohayou gozaimasu. Genki desu ka? Good morning. Good morning. Konnichiwa. Welcome to the stream. What kind of health issue? This chatter wants to backseat my health. I don't like getting into it. I don't want backseat doctor packs, backseat nurse packs being like, bend over, cough. If a long story short, you can check out the earlier episodes of the pod where I have went into more detail about what I've been recovering from and dealing with. It was kind of like one of those things where brain and body working negatively against each other to cause everything to be to a point of severe deterioration to the extent where like family and medical health providers had to step in so I would take care. Essentially, I wasn't taking care of myself. Long story. I need a yeah. Anyway, have you tried just feeling better? No need to get into it. Yes, sorry. Jets, we're fine with you missing streams. Just take care of yourself, spend time with family. Jets, anyway, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm doing a lot better. I'm not fully recovered. I have to do more blood tests next week. I was meant to be doing 2 doctor's appointments this week, but I had to push them back because of just everything. Like, it's been so chaotic. I literally did an appointment the morning that I first met up with Vivi and Marco. I like went to my appointment, then I biked over to Vivi's. I was like, I've been just trying to make things work around all other obligations. Did you down Panadols? I haven't needed to down Panadols. I just tend to tank pain, honestly. Just sit with it, be like, painful. That was the point. That was the point on the second day. Eat, sleep well, dongas. I'm trying a lot better. Like, it was like the start of this year was a bit of a health scare situation. Like, seriously, where it was like, if I don't start actively not ignoring these things, I can Bim Jobber! And what the fuck? You bastard! Thank you for supporting the stream. 10 to the community. That is massive. Thank you. Sorry, I just went like that because one of the sub numbers was 69, but you guys can't see that. For a brief second, it said 69. Nice. Thank you, Bib Jonah. 1 whole year of support. Wow. And being a Prime pack. Wait. Thank you, Bib Jova. A whole year of support. Thank you. And 10 to the community. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. So thank you for supporting what I do. Honestly, frankly, the reason I should do better, the reason I do better, the reason I'm recovering as quick as I can, every time I talk to like a clinical professional or my GP or anyone in regards to my recovery, like my health stuff, they're like, you're doing really, really good. People do not recover within like in only 2 months or 2-3 months with what you were doing as quickly as you do. It's normally a very long, we drag them along process to get better. And you're like, literally like, what can I do? How can I get better? Like, you know, the second I realized that something was wrong, I was like, fuck, how can I get better? They're like, well, how are you doing so better? I'm like, I can't be sick. My work's too important. Like, every time I'm like, it's really easy for me to want to get better because everything, all this stuff, the medical stuff, the having to focus on the health stuff, it fucks my work. I don't want anything to fuck my work, which is just me saying stream, but without saying stream, because I'm like, because I don't want to be like, I have to get better, but to be funny on the internet. But that is literally what it is. It really is. I have to get better to be funny on the internet. I don't have time to be sick. My jetpack needs me. Yeah, in many ways it is. She needs a bit so she gets. Honestly, if I can convince myself to get better for the bit, I think I'd be more likely to get better. No, I am getting better kind of for the bit, I guess. Yeah, with the bit, if the bit is just streaming, I can be convinced to a lot of things for the bit. Really, really, really. Lugging around CRTs. So sorry. On the day in the city, talking about me not taking Panadol, there was a point where we were walking towards the gardens, and I think I had probably re-sprained my ankle stepping on like a stair or a ledge earlier in that day, but I didn't say anything. Like on the afternoon out on the board games night, I had to say something because the pain was so aggressive. It was one of those things where I was like, oh, I can't hide this. The second day when I rolled my ankle, I was able to hide it, but there was a point where like I pushed it against the ledge and I was like, pain. The ankle was probably gravel at this point. It's building character. It's building personality, alright? I'm giving my ankle character development, okay? My ankle is on the arc of the series where it's at its worst, which means it's gonna have a great moment later, right? You need to have the suffering and the pain and the what the fuck is going on? This kinda sucks, but maybe it's gonna work out. Your ankle must be furious. Masochism. So my ankle's throwing up death flags. My ankle is not an anime mum, okay? My ankle does not have the side ponytail. My ankle will survive this season. I hope you didn't tear a ligament. What happens if you tear a ligament? Just get the ligament grow back forehead, right? Sorry, this is asking too much. Were you raised Catholic? You're not asking too much, and that is fucking hilarious. No, I wasn't raised Catholic. I wasn't. I have kind of insinuated a little bit. I did actually have quite a diverse but very religious upbringing, which I won't get into detail, but it is funny to think about because I never thought of it that way. Will Jets have an ankle by next year? Don't stop voting no! Stop voting no, you bastards! I never see this thing. I never considered my upbringing to be religious because you don't when you haven't until you talk to other people and you're like, you didn't go to Bible camp. That's not a thing that just everybody does. You don't know all the books of the Bible. What, you don't know? You don't drink like. It's one of those things where I didn't realize. I thought because I never considered it to be like that serious, because it's not like, it wasn't like how it was depicted in movies where you see like whatever, who is Jesus? Bav, thank you so much for 10 months of support, dude. How you doing? Jetpack, if you haven't seen it, Bav has been taking great photos of the jetpack plush. It has been incredible. Bav, thank you so much for supporting the stream. I big appreciate it. Jet's great grandfather is Martin Luther, apparently. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Wait, why are you... Bav is base? Absolutely. Jetpack, why are you surprised? This is clearly a Christian stream. I'm clearly a good Christian woman. This is a Christian... This is a good... You didn't memorize the Bible verses? Exactly. Happy Holy Week, all. Praise Jeebus. We're all children of Jesus here. Christian women who don't care for their ankles. The Lord will take care of my ankle for me. A good Christian woman would show her ankles. No. She's a good Christian streamer until an old man shows up. I feel like that's very Christian. Jesus is my Oshi. You know, I need to start saying that. When someone asks me who my Oshi is, I need to start saying Jesus. I currently say Hatsune Miku, which is true because I do believe in our Lord and Savior Hatsune Miku, but I do need to just start saying Jesus. Convert thy natives to juice box. Pack 213. Migu, ooh. Hatsune Miku is Jesus though. Exactly. The only male on stream is Jesus because the Holy Spirit. Yeah, fuck you. I'm pro male on stream because Jesus' spirit is with me at all times. Whoever thought I was anti-male on stream, one, hasn't watched my VODs, and two, is not aware of. Oh, Calicaster! Dude, thank you so much for 3 months of support. Also, Raiders! How was your stream? Welcome. I'm collaborating with the Holy Spirit every day. Raiders, welcome in. How you doing? Upton Raid, what are you guys doing today? Welcome in. Welcome into the Unpacking Pod, episode 8, where on today's episode, we are unpacking music for moods. But at the moment, we have just been doing a little bit of chatting about the weekend. I had quite an eventful weekend, Raiders. If you do have to head off, no reason to stay around. Take care of yourself, but it's nice to meet you all. My name is Jean Faymas, but you can just call me Jets. We're unpacking my ankle suffering. We should not spend this entire start of the stream talking about my ankle when so much more important stuff happened over the weekend of hanging out with lovely Vivi and lovely Marco. I mean, I also don't want to tell too many stories because I kind of want to let them tell stories. Vivi did stream and she told some of the stories already, right? I missed it because I've been very basically solely focusing on on the commission I'm doing, and I decided music was what I needed. I couldn't watch a stream because I'd want to like chat in people's chats or get distracted. So I've been listening to music. Judges about ankles, no idea why. I might have strained my ankle. It might have happened. Well, anyway, welcome in. Unpacking religion. Yeah, we're unpacking religion. We're telling stories. We're eating cookies. We're having a great time. Your ankle's important. It's not the worst thing. Like, come on. Out of all the things I could have damaged that I could be ignoring, my ankle's fine. I'm way more comfortable ignoring my ankle than my mental health nowadays. That ignoring the mental actually has more effect on you. Cookie share. I haven't baked in a little bit. I should do some baking actually, because although I'm not gonna have time, because this weekend, for those that haven't seen the schedule, I'm jumping around conversation because of course I am. Those that haven't seen the schedule this weekend, it's all over the place. I just screwed up the dates. I just screwed up the times, if that's even possible when a schedule doesn't have any times on it, because. Oh, this is such a good segue from the Christianity conversation. This is such a good because it's Easter. Praise Jesus. It's Easter, boys. Because it's Easter this weekend. Praise Jesus. Die for our sins. Praise Jesus. I love the Lord. He has risen. So it is Easter this weekend. And my family really adore Easter. So it's not just any Easter jetpack. It's the Mechling's first Easter. It is my nieces and nephews' very, very first ever Easter, which is kind of crazy. And I think like for some families that wouldn't be a big thing, but for my family it kind of weirdly is. A lot of the family like childhood photos of me and my sister are of us on Easter. There is this iconic photo that always gets brought up of me as like, I think I'm my 1-year-old first ever Easter, and I'm so chubby because I was such a fucking chubby baby, and I'm sitting there in like the grass backyard surrounded by chocolate Easter eggs, like the dumbest, biggest grin on my face ever. And so it's like kind of a specific holiday for my family. People like, it's just, as kids, it was like a nice, comfy reason for everybody to come together. When I was young, I remember we would actually go to church and stuff like that. So this weekend, a lot of Cynapse family are actually traveling in for the Mechling's first Easter. So most of the weekend could be sidelined, but I only have a few days currently where there are clear plans, and hopefully I'm going to be able to stream around those dates. Question about the Christian that we think of a Christian, a joke or the truth? Roan Dog, you mean the regard of my childhood and the regard of my current conditions of self? In regards to childhood, not a joke at all. Long weekend. So, were you scared of the Easter Bunny costume? Not at all. Not at all. I went to a Rush 2 days ago for Easter. It's like a trampoline place, really. I'm sure you can show that photo without doxing yourself. I'd probably like put a sticker over my face. I could maybe find it. I could, if I'm heading over to Mech Sisters, she has all the childhood photos. I might be able to find that photo this weekend, boys. I actually might. Sarcasm doesn't make create straight. That's okay, dude. I used to be so awful with sarcasm as well when I was a kid. If I go over to Mech Sisters' place, which I might do on the weekend, I might be able to find the photo because she has all the photos. I might be able to get an image of it and like put a sticker over it so you guys can see the image of me as a little bubs surrounded by Easter eggs. That's iconic. You doxed your baby self. The horror. Put my VTuber face over it. I could also maybe like redraw it or something like that. Could be very sweet. So that's like, so because of that, I think I'm realizing now that yeah, Easter is actually a big thing for Mech family, for like Cynapse family. So this weekend is Easter, but because I took last weekend off and it has been kind of chaotic, I still do want to stream this week as much as possible. But the streams are completely to be determined. It's gonna be, if there is a free day where like everyone's too tired and doesn't want to do everything, I'll be like, oh no, oh damn, you guys want to rest because you have kids and take care of yourself. Oh, that's completely understandable. You should really take care of yourself and rest. Fuck yeah, stream. Like, I will, if there is a day where like I have it completely free, I'm gonna stream. If there's days where like things wrap up early and I can stream in the afternoon, I'll do that. Or if there's days where I'm spent and don't want to stream, we're playing it by ear. But long story short, I'm going to try and stream this weekend. Let's hope, because I want to play some Deus Ex, man. I really want to play Deus Ex. I really do. I'm like, I really want to be Adam Jensen. We'll do a movie night. Yeah, we'll see. Definitely repo with the Shines happening tomorrow after my medical stuff, and then we want to finish DMC or Karma. So there are some short streams we could do. We could probably do some short streams, finish off some games, but hopefully, the longer you put a finishing Devil May Cry, the rust you're going to get. But that could be funny, negative. Come on, think about the bit. Think about the bit of me booting up Devil May Cry 5 weeks later, being like, oh my god, I forgot the control. And we have to fight the late game bosses. It's gonna be brilliant. Easter eggs, we'll see. Yeah, just like how you bet Sekiro. Shut up. Okay, you're right. Oh, we'll get to it. You plan to watch a Minecraft movie? No fucking way. I'm not interested at all in the Minecraft movie. I don't know. Like, I can be convinced to watch movies that aren't that great, but for some reason Minecraft movie is not one of those. Jet's face tanks the booze for 5 hours trying to play the game. Yeah, we could probably go back earlier chapter and like run through it just to remember the controls. Jess is a horror. What? I mean, I am a horror person. I do like horror movies a lot. I'm realizing that more about myself as well, that I really like horror movies. It's the thing. I always never said I liked horror movies growing up, because in my brain, the horror movies were synonymous with things like those cheap kind of slasher movies, kind of scary movie thing, which I was like, I don't like those. I like, so to me, like, I liked thrillers and psychological noir horror, which is, it's still technically horror. It's just, you know. Silent Crucifixion, thank you so much for 23 months of support. I really, really appreciate you supporting the stream. I hope you're doing lovely this morning. I have gotten a little bit sidetracked. I've started talking about myself and my interest, and I do apologize. Torture porn, you mean? Yeah, like, I'm not really into Saw movies by that regards, but then again, I'm not above like a horror slasher. Like, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love Night of the Living Dead. All those kinds of early horrors with, I'm not above gore. And I'm not above gore in the sense of like a Cronenberg movie. That's incredible. But it really is, I always never said that when I was younger, because I was like, ooh, I don't like those cheap movies. But I do. A lot of my, the weird thing is, yeah, I do like Friday the 13th. I do. A lot of my favorite movies are genuinely in the horror movie category, but they are like atmospherical kind of slow burn psychological horror kind of things. I love the bit in Saw movies where he deploys the what? There's a difference between that, like Hostel. Yeah, it's too early to talk about horror movies. It's not even September yet. No, never. You can talk about horror movies any time of the year. The slow burn. I love slow burn horror. The best kind of horror is a slow burn horror where you're like not sure if anything scary is going to be happy, and you're kind of okay if nothing does happen. Like Babadook style, you know? Where you're like, Jets' Ankle is my favorite horror movie. Fuck! I'm gonna drink more coffee. Jess needs to watch The Blob or The Thing. Love The Thing. Thing's one of my favorite movies of all time. The Blob I haven't seen though. So, let's get back to talking about the weekend before we get into the actual topic of today's episode. The weekend. So, I'm trying to think. We kind of talked a lot about it. Not yesterday, the day before, on the off collab. We kind of covered most of the notes and the things. I guess if you guys have any funny questions about the hags, I'll answer them. If you're like, what do they like? What is this? What is X, Y, and Z? But for the most part, I'm looking forward to hopefully hanging out with everybody soon, because I've now got more ideas. I feel like I've now had a more... I've gouged their eyes out. Sorry, I shouldn't just randomly, sometimes I become like a soundboard of like, Red Letter Media reference. Sorry. Go Josiah's ass. There's like sorry. Sorry. If you know, I'm so sorry. Don't let them get to the crime scene. Gundam sounds. Yeah, exactly. And Marco's boob stoots fat. I mean, it's not on me to speak on that. I think it's on the person who freaking wolf whistled at her out the car window. Red Letter Media, love those freaks. Dude. What the fuck was that recent episode about the Star Trek movie? I can't tell if I dreamed it. Was it really just Mike Skalakalis talking about the slight variations in multiple different VHS iterations of... It was like, why does this movie exist? Not movie, why does this video exist and why do I adore it? Yes, YouTube, I know I've been yapping for an hour. Let me continue watching the jazz. Oh, it was great. It was just Mike rambling about production for an hour. It was surreally beautiful. Oh my god. And then when they got to the end of it and Rich actually wanted to talk about the music, he was like, I'm fucking gonna leave. It's like, I was just staring because I had up my iPad. I was just like cozy in my bed drinking my sleepy time tea, watching it like, how is this happening? This is beautiful. Really wonderful. I adore those guys. Sorry, what was I talking about before I got distracted? But someone mentioned Marco's fat tits. No, I'm saying I'm looking forward to us all hanging out again because I'm realizing what is like suitable. Mr. Feet Cam. Foot Cam? Sorry. You don't want to see my dogs, bro. Currently sprained to hell. It's not the kind of don't know if it's what you're exactly looking for. Yeah, I think as I've like hung out with everyone more and more in person, I'm learning more and more about what people like doing. I feel like good social outings are really dependent or like essential to kind of curate things to others. And after hanging out the weekend, I'm really looking forward to hanging out again in the future because I think I've learned more like, okay, these are the places that they like food, these are the kinds of things that we're like, okay, this is too much walking, this would be more relaxed, going to a place where we could sit down. So like doing things like bowling is gonna be sick and all that stuff. Jets is learning about people. I didn't socialize a lot as a teenager, okay? Jets human revolution. Weekend was a big outing with friends. Spent the Monday with a massive headache and hangover. Didn't get hungover at all. And I mean, I was kind of exhausted yesterday, but I think just working on the commission project kind of allowed me to not exert myself too much. Did you guys do karaoke? No, not karaoke. We didn't do karaoke because Hanya wasn't down. If Hanya came down, we would have definitely done karaoke. Whenever I hang out with Hanya, I have to put karaoke on the to-do list just for her because it's an essential Hanya outing activity. So yes, it was really nice though, really good. Board games are such a great idea. Need to think of more good board games. Because you downed an entire bottle of vodka. Crazy! Yeah, no, I think that's why I didn't get freaking hungover. I didn't really drink that much. It was like a nice beverage here, a nice beverage there. It was so interesting to find out that Vivi had never went bar hopping. That was really interesting. I didn't realize that until on the stream. She didn't mention that when we were out and about. They never went bar hopping. And so it was like, it was nice to teach her that, like, yeah, bar hopping doesn't have to be just getting as drunk as possible. It can just be going to a few different nice places you want to check out that have a few different options and just walking around. But maybe for me, it's like I've been quote unquote bar hopping a lot. Like if I go out for an evening, I tend to want to end up, I guess, quote unquote bar hopping just because I like having lots of different little experiences. Like it allows you, like, oh, one drink here. And I also like walking. I like the in-betweener spaces, like the in-between of like the lovely walk between a bar where you get a little bit of like out and some fresh air and some conversation. that I really enjoy. What's the difference between bar hopping and pub crawling? I guess it's the same thing with a different term, right? Courtports. Did Vivi go to uni? I don't think so. Is Jets the extrovert? No. Clueless. You can't. This was like when I said I had a tan and they all started laughing because my tan was compared to two other streamers. I'm extroverted in the sense that I'm a little bit better at, what's the word, exposure therapy. I'm an extroverted in, I'm a little bit more comfortable with exposure therapy. Who's the one? I think Vivi was a palest, then it was Marco, then it was me, but mine is, I genuinely think has a lot to do with I am being forced to go out for medical appointments. Can you even get tanned? Actually, yes, but I tan kind of weird because of my complexion. Do not do public exposure. Do not do public exposure. Is it true that Vivi's taller than you? No. I don't think we checked. No. Vivi is definitely. Vivi has the disposition of a short older lady. Vivi is not taller than me, not at all. Marco is. Marco's taller, but Marco's like incredibly tall. Marco's like a model height. Vivi's a bit of a short stack. If she's comfortable with me saying that. Like, Vivi and Hanya, I think, are more like equal in scale. Just you lying to the chat? No. Vivi's talked about this beforehand. Vivi on stream is like really, really tall, but Vivi, I think Vivi is sweet and shorter. She's sweet and short. What's that one musician everybody likes? Sabrina Carpenter? Yeah, like that. Hanya's 5'4". Oh, Hanya's definitely shorter. Hanya's like, she literally said the opposite on stream. There's no way that Vivi's taller than me. Vivi's just slightly taller than you. I think she's getting a little scrambled. I think Vivi, one of us is lying, one of us is confused. I mean, I didn't clock it. We didn't like stand up against each other or try and see. I would be shocked if Vivi is taller than me, but I'll take it. If she said that she's taller. Okay, I'm confused now. It is what it is. Me and Cleo are very much similar height. Cleo's, if you put me and Cleo next to you wouldn't notice the difference. I'd say me and Cleo are very much similar height. Marco's taller. I swear, Vivi's shorter, boys. I swear. I'm confused now. I will admit, I am confused. Because if she said so now, it's thrown my perceptions for a loop. Did you see the art someone made on Vivi's server, by the way? Is this the one by Netcat? What the fuck? Nope! What the fuck? Also, QB, you send the most fucked links. Like, always open in the worst window for me. What the fuck? How do I open this in a way which I can save it and show on stream? Bro, what is with your links? Why are they like this? This is crazy. That's not my fault, lol. Copy address. Open here. Maybe I can save it like that. Save image. There we go. That's how I save it. Here we are. Am I allowed to show this on Twitch? So you know when you guys are like, oh, you can't hear them, Jets, you can't hear them, they have to get closer. This might have actually happened. Oh, man. So she is taller. No, she's not tall. I'm really shocked now. I can't tell if Vivi's taller than me or not. you've thrown my self-perception through a loop, chat, because I was feeling like, oh yeah, no, Vivi's a little bit shorter than me. But then again, that might have been just because Vivi was sitting down a lot and I was always standing. Like, I was always pacing around, walking, while Vivi was taking it easy and sitting down. So maybe it's one of those things where I didn't really pay much attention to it. I'm not fibbing. Honestly, if she's correct, I will say it. I will say it with my hand on my heart. I'm aware now that, like, no, I've always been aware that Cleo is taller than me. I think Cleo just thinks she's more taller than me than she actually is. But relatively, me and Cleo are very close in height. Quickly head to her place and check. Jetpack, you okay if I get my spin bike and go bike over to Vivi's? Not spin bike, my actual bike. Let me just pace around my sprained ankle that I've already re-fucked twice in a day. I'm a health conscious now, chat. I can be a health conscious and still be an imbecile. Those two things can coexist, gentlemen. They can. On your bike to Vivi's, biking doesn't affect your ankle that much. You're injured. Let her come to your place. But it's been such nice days for bike riding. It's been so lovely to ride around. Like, it's actually been crazy. The weather, oh god, I've not been maybe getting only a few hours of sleep and then having my body be conditioned to wake up at 6 a.m. is not working too well for me. Anyway, so I'll bike over to Vivi's. Vivi, if you're seeing this, I'll be over in 2 hours to tell you to say, fuck you! I'm not shorter than you! Don't hurt yourself, Miss Dreamer. I'm really trying not to. I'm trying not to. I just have to keep pushing myself. I don't know, man. I gotta keep pushing myself. There's no other way. I can't stop that. I'll never be able to stop that. Look up V yelling that she's not shorter. Wait, what's this here?
I'm sorry. I'm a little grandma. I'm fairly
She is. She's very sweet.
But I am taller than I'm taller than Jets.
That's not. I have neighbors. Vivi, darling, I appreciate you so much. But I think you're shorter than me. Bro, you can't win this. What? I'm really not that sure. People are making me seem... I need to respond to the allegations, gentlemen. I am so pathetically average heighted as a woman. Like, it's crazy. I'm so average, boys. I am the archetypal average white woman. It's true. How tall are your boots again? That's the thing, I just wear big shoes. I just wear big shoes. I can't believe so much of this morning's conversation is me having a crisis, being like, am I shorter than Vivi? No freaking way! No freaking way! Am I? Surely not. Am I? No. My entire self-image has been destroyed. I already have a very, not tentative, I already have a very fragile, like a understanding of self, a very loose, tenuous, thank you, Edward, a very tenuous understanding of self. This is fucking with me. When you find out you're shortest. Like, the second I feel like I'm like, okay, I understand who I am. I kind of get who I am. My perception of, I'm beginning to become then something like this will happen. I'll be like, well, I don't know shit, man. I don't know shit. Yeah, the doctor measured me. I'm 168. I'm 168. That's pretty damn average. Whatever. Crazy. Oh, you know who you are? Tush. Exactly. VTubers equals short, Jets equals short, but I'm not. I'm really not. Am I gonna find out Jets isn't even real? Don't do this to me, man. Don't do this to me. Not the moment, not recently. Gonna find out Hanya's taller than you next? I think I would actually maybe just walk into the ocean. If it turned out that, like, everybody's been playing some kind of crazy magic, like, evil game against me, and Hanya's taller than me, I think I'd just be like, well, all right, time to walk into the ocean. Time to have the sweet, sweet crash of the waves take me. Like, what the fuck? Am I shrinking? The taller than Jets theory? I don't know what's going on. But, because this pod is not meant to run for that long, and I've started rambling about this a bit too much. Alright, into the ocean I go. What have I missed? So yeah, oh god, I need to drink more coffee. I'm forgetting memories. Everyone's been slightly crouching around you for years to build this illusion. I swear. Oh, what the fuck? It's really throwing me off. Hung out, city, all day, pleasant, eggplant, wonderful, very good. Lots of walking around, note in the future, less walking around for people, a lot more doing activities, I think, to accommodate for this. Then, and also, what else? Then we did the off collab. The girls came over to my place and we hung out. And that was really nice. The off collab was so lovely because we kind of just spent a lot of it just talking and yapping in my facility and chilling and talking about streams and talking about life and talking about stuff and just... Oh god, why am I yawning? I'm so sorry, boys. Sorry. It was very pleasant. And then we went out for dinner. We got Mexican food. And I think... Vivi said she had like a chimichanga and she thought it was incredible, which made me happy. It was just, I was very happy whenever people were like, this was great, I really enjoyed this. I was like, oh god, oh thank god. Jess is having the same height conundrum as a Germa. Don't tell me my height thing is a Germa bit. Of course it is. Of course it fucking is. Yeah, I was just happy to be a good host. If Vivi wants to have the eggplant again, amazing, because I think that restaurant might have a sister store elsewhere, so we can go to get the same food but a different location, so that could be good. Man, I can't believe I'm doing Germa bits. So, wow, I'm so out of this morning, boys. Oh no. I think I'm gonna, give me a second, I'm gonna have to slow down my thinking and my pacing, and I might have to bring my energy down a level, because I'm realizing I went live and I've possibly have had my ability to say sentences correctly be entirely shot. By the weekend, I'm like, I'm really tired, and I'm not really, my memory feels kind of all over the place, and I'm not really forming the ideas correctly right now. Ooh, maybe the weekend's catching up with me. And my brain juice might be slightly limited in this moment. Where's the coffee? I'm currently sipping it, but it's not kicking in as fast as I wanted it to. So, yes, it was a lovely weekend. I had a really good time, and then this weekend as well is gonna be very busy. But hopefully, the week after that, and maybe the one after that, should be back to regularly scheduled content, which I'm looking forward to, because, like, I have to sit myself here and be like, this was so a lovely weekend hanging out with people. I can't let my workaholic brain sneak in and be like, but you didn't do work. And it's like, I have to be like, no, it's okay. It's okay, I didn't work, because it was absolutely lovely. And I got to, I guess, like, every time I hang out with the girls, it's like making more friends. Like, already they were my friends, but making more friends, and that's really, really lovely. And so now we can try and get some streams in and enjoy those. Yes, you need some free time. That's the thing, I don't got that, and I'm okay with that. Well, I mean, last night I kind of gave myself a little free time. Well, all yesterday I woke up and I just worked all day on the commission stuff, and then in the evening I actually took myself for a walk. That sounds like I'm a dog. No, but I kind of did. I, like, in the sense that you would take, like, I took my brain out for a walk. It's kind of that. Like, honestly, yes. Like, fuck it. Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I was like, I need to go walkies. Like, Like, I was like, I need to get outside. Like, I need to take my brain outside. My brain needs to go run around and see people and, like, chase birds. I don't know. That's kind of... That's kind of what it was, though. I was like, I've been pent up in all day in the facility, and I've been socializing. I just need to be out by my, like, have my brain go out on a walk by itself. And so it's kind of what I did. I like, I got my bag, I got my keys, and I went out for a walk. It's kind of what you do. So I went out for a really, really, really kind of like long walk, and I listened to music, and it was lovely. And I just like decompressed. Like, I gave myself pure alone time that wasn't necessarily being like in the facility. And so that I kind of felt like that would have meant that today my brain would be working better, but it seems like it's still a little bit exhausted. But hopefully later in the week I'll recover. Sounds great, very relaxing. Boys, there's this crazy thing where you can touch grass and still be an absolute introvert. And it's a life hack, and you should all do it, and I fucking love it. Don't let the internet convince you that touching grass means that you have to be extroverted and social. No, you can be in your own little world away from all other people, and you can be outside. It's kind of fucking brilliant. It's so good. Hey, Jean Faymas, how are you doing? I'm doing great, Bartek. How are you doing? No, my wizard powers. You still keep your wizard powers. You can walk in garden, you can walk along streets, you can walk along piers, you can walk along park areas. It's great. It's so nice. Just touch grass and don't talk to anybody. Wear headphones and stroll at your own pace. And bring a book maybe. I brought my notebook. I just like scribbled random thoughts. It was lovely. It was so lovely. I find myself, and the same thing I do with bike riding. Like with bike riding, you can be out in people and you can just zoom past it all. Why would I want to be outside? The computer's inside. But Sylvex, we live in future world where your computer can be on your person at all times. We have iPhone. You've never been more capable of being an absolute online, like completely perpetually online individual while being also technically outside of nature. It's crazy. You can bring your personal computer outside with you. I'm watching on the phone and I'm touching grass. But it's great. Take your laptop to cafe. Take phone to on your walk. It's great. I want to walk listening to the stream. It makes me so fucking happy. Yeah, listen to the Unpacking pods by going on like a day walk. Go on a day walk and listen to the pod and be out. And honestly, this is the worst episode of the pod, like the most least like episode of the pod, because I've just been randomly talking about the weekend because my brain's scrambled a little bit. We are about to actually open up the podcast questionnaire and get into the main genuine segment of the pod. Yeah, probably right now. This is a good segue into that. Let's get into the Unpacking pod. This week questionnaire. Oh my god, we've had quite a few questions come through. I haven't read them. I'm going to start from the start. Question 1 of the week, and we're going to go through and see as many questions we can get through. I'm going to get started because I've been talking far too much. Right now I'm finishing a walk listening, taking pictures of Jetpack Plush. Bro, that's so wholesome. Frostfang, sup, I'm new here. Frostfang, you bastard. Holy shit. Thank you so much for 22 months of support. You're gonna have to stop saying that at some point, Frostfang. You're gonna have to stop saying that. You're gonna become an old pack. I do really appreciate you being around for so long, Frostfang. I hope you're doing lovely. Wait, Jean went outside. I've come to realize I've been going outside a lot, but I'm still incredibly introverted. I still don't want to be really around people or talk to people. But it's nice just to do the online stuff, but like and get fresh air. Dropping in to say hi, Gold Treat. Welcome. All right, first question is a little bit of a sad one. Let's see if there's another question. Maybe we can go back to that one. Ooh, oh, these are such good questions. You guys are absolute. Oh, I love this. I love this format, man. Okay, we'll start with the first question then, because I'm jumping ahead and seeing later questions and getting distracted. Greetings, everyone. Good morning, Yellow13. How are you doing? Thank you so much for 16 months of support. I hope you're doing lovely. Good morning. Welcome into the stream. Sorry, I'm gonna finish. You know what? Before we start the questionnaires because I do feel quite scatterbrained today. I'm gonna finish this cup of coffee. I'm gonna pour myself another cup. Sorry. Oh, if you didn't see, Marco posted on her Twitter. I made her one of my pour over coffees, and it's very funny. People in the comments are like, "It's so fancy." I'm like, "It's not that fancy." Like, there's either people in the comments who don't know about coffee stuff, or like, "It's so fancy," or there's people in the comments being like, "Oh, that's a pretty solid, affordable setup." And I'm like, the people who know about coffee are like, "That's respectable. It's not too pretentious, but it gets the job done." Yeah, it's not that fancy. It's just like a solid little setup. It's very easy to drink. It's very delicious. Let me sip more of this coffee. And yes, I will bring the question up onto screen. Let me grab it here. The snipping tool. Gotta get through the questions because they all seem really, really good. Save that. Save the first question. Thank you, Mario Head, for the first question of today's pod. This is a good one, possibly a little bit of a sad one to start off with, but we'll get into it, and we can then segue into the funner questions in a little bit. So, here we are. Question 1. What music do you listen to when you wish to feel full of hope and joy? And what music do you listen to or wish to when the world's completely around you? I find it simply astounding that music is capable of influencing human emotions, and that the correct arrangement of sounds can fill us with the brightest passions and the deepest despairs. I definitely kind of find myself just completely shifting towards certain tunes, absolutely depending on my mood. For me, there's like key songs, so I'm like, if I'm in a good vibe, this is freaking going on. For me, if I'm cleaning and I'm feeling like really upbeat and feeling really good, it's like 80s new wave. It's always 80s new wave, or maybe like 70s folk. Like any kind of pop music from previous decades will do it for me. Specifically the 70s and the 80s pop music will always get me in a really happy mood. And then if I want to feel a bit more bummed out, I tend to go a bit more 90s, a bit more 2000s instrumental, a bit more 90s grunge, shoegazy kind of approach to music. It's weird that for me some eras tend to have a bit better sad music than others, but that also could just be because pop music tends to be more upbeat, and pop music tends to be what's like survives. So because of that, it tends to be like, oh, this decade seems it almost feels like, because pop music persists over time, tends to, compared to indie music, it feels like music from previous decades are a little bit more happy, but I don't think that's relatively necessarily true. There probably definitely was sadder music in the past. It just, a lot of it has been lost to time, unfortunately. Specifically as we go further and further back, like in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, that kind of music, because it was having to be produced in such a manner and be printed on like gramophone, printed on music scrolls, tended to be more upbeat, because that would have been what appealed and what was marketable and what was sold. Like there are still like longing, sad, morose songs from like, you know, the 50s and 40s that exist, but there's less prevalence of it because of you know, like the music industry, how it was founded. Whereas in the 90s and the 2000s, when anyone with freaking Bandcamp can make a tune and sing about that sad feeling, it feels like there's a lot more sad music readily available, and that has been archived. So I do tend to find if I am listening to more sadder music, it's like you know, some Yola Tango or some, you know, American football. Whereas if I want to go happy music, I'm like, fuck yeah, time to listen to something from the 60s. Let's listen to doo-wop girl groups. Just if you listen to 1900s, 1930s ballroom music, probably. Not like I'm going on my way to listen to that, but probably. Music was printed on tipped to wires back then. Yeah, nobody was sad in the 80s. Too much cocaine. That's absolutely not true, Billy Denton. I would know that as a fan of the Smiths. Pop music can relate to emotions of the decade. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, if you look at pop music of like the 70s, you have a lot of protest music. But the weird thing about protest music in the 70s is it's still kind of upbeat. There are some sadder protest songs, like that's talking about what's going on in the decade, right? You know, protest music, 70s, peace and love music, war in Vietnam, etc., etc. Like there's a lot of songs about the revolution and all that, but it's still upbeat. Like the song Revolution by Skyhooks is so upbeat despite it being like about people protesting in the streets, about horrific, horror things happening. We didn't start the fire. Exactly. So pop music does just tend to be a little bit more, in general, an upbeat, melodies, because that's what persists over time. That's what people remember, the good pop music. Love Balloons, all these kinds of things. We tend to feel the older music might be a bit happier. Or I just tend to, it's easier to, maybe not feel, it's easier to find older music that's happier for me. I tend to see. There's so many good, great upbeat songs about nuclear war. Yeah. But yes, what music do I listen to? That's more of like a general sense. But I do find interesting as well, when I'm sad, I tend to listen to more music that doesn't have lyrics than when I'm happy. Like happy music, I'm like fine with lyrics. But if I'm feeling morose or melancholy or etc., I tend to go for instrumentals, weirdly. Because here's the funny thing. I listen to a lot of sad, objectively sad bastard music. Like Midwestern emo kind of tier sad bastard music. And but here's the thing, when I'm listening to my Midwestern emo sad bastard music, and they're like, everybody hates me and they don't understand me, I'm like not actually necessarily relating to the lyrics. I'm more just like, okay, these are kind of funny and interesting, but the music in the background's great. Like I don't tend to listen to Midwestern emo when I'm actually sad. Like if I'm actually sad, I won't listen to Midwestern emo. Like I tend to not really be able to relate too much to a lot of Midwestern emo lyrics. I find them endearing. I find them charming. I find I could empathize with the position of where the person was at when they wrote them, in a very kind of nostalgic teenage feeling sense of like, oh, that's kind of charming. But it's not like I'm one for one being like, I need to listen to someone tell me how I'm feeling. Does that make sense? Like when I listen to freaking, like when for a direct example is like fucking Mom Jeans. So many of Mom Jeans songs are about like heartbreak and breakup and being like, I loved her so much and I'm so sad she's gone. But like as a person who's never actually explicitly felt that specific kind of, that what they write about in the songs kind of heartbroken feeling, it's like I'm not listening to that song to get that empathetic thing of that experience. It's more just like, this is kind of charming lyrics, and the music in the back, like the massive rock guitars in the background are kind of fun. So if I'm actually sad, like I'm actually feeling like a sense of kind of unusual, strange, like out of sortsness. Yeah, like this sadness bops. But I feel like I can't put a finger on it. Why am I feeling blue? The music I will kind of want to listen to is more instrumental. It's more slow, and I would prefer if like the lyrics are a bit like nothingness kind of. Like I love Damaged by Yola Tango. The lyrics in Damaged by Yola Tango are talking about something. I really can kind of zone them out. Morning Jets, good morning Marco, how you doing? We're talking about music for moods, Marco. Marco, what's your favorite sad music? Marco, oh yes, Marco, there seems to be some kind of confusion. Is Vivi shorter than me or taller than me? Because I didn't think about it. Like I didn't think to check. But I just kind of assumed that. I feel like Vivi was shorter than me, but Vivi apparently has said on stream that she's a little bit taller than me. So I'm like, oh, is she? Now I'm confused. Maybe she is. So, did you notice? Because I didn't think to notice or pay attention to it. Pitiful! Thank you so much for 8 months of support, dude. I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the stream. I hope you're doing lovely. Thank you for supporting what I do. Thank you for supporting, listening to me yap about tunes and music. I was saying, that's right. Like, I was like, Vivi's saying a lot for someone who in a case where we did not check that. Vivi's doing a lot of yelling. Vivi's saying pretty clearly that she's taller than me when we were not in any situation for that to be checked. Like, let me see. Let me see. What's a sad song for me? Like Sugar for the Pill by Slowdive. That's a good kind of archetypal sad song for me. Because the lyrics are really just nothingness and the music is super, super moody. Pink Floyd, yeah. Pink Floyd's great because a lot of it's instrumental. Totally. Linkin Park songs expressing inner despair, frustration, goes hard even to this day. Absolutely. I'm upset that she's short. I'm not upset. I'm actually, in this case, I'm kind of confused. And I'm also completely willing to admit if I have been bamboozled and Vivi's taller than me. Vibe so hard with the wall? Absolutely. Yeah, all of Pink Floyd I tend to vibe with. Like, for me, classic sad song. Or like anything off Souvlaki Space Station's really good. Souvlaki Space Station's just like, I'm feeling just kind of like can't put my finger on it, and I'm like, guitars that do this. Guitars that do this specific sound, I fucking love when I'm feeling out of it. Because it's like, it's not about the lyrics, it's just like, this is what my brain feels like. It's this kind of like ringing, going around and around and around, kind of. And that's what I need, is music that just kind of captures that. The bass in this song's so good. And then it's like the lyrics are just like, you don't know what he's saying. Like, I think he says there's a bunch of gulls flying in the wind, but I don't care because it's not about that. It's about, and I don't need the lyrics. I don't need someone. But if I'm actually feeling sad, yeah, this is Sugar for the Pill by Slowdive. Just vibe with it. I have an entire 1,000 music playlist that sounds kind of like sad music. Hell yeah. Although like for example of me not really relating to the lyrics of sad music and liking the music, I've been really listening to Joni Mitchell again recently. I love Joni Mitchell. Sorry, I put the jazz back on in the background. I've always loved Joni. Blue is one of my favorite albums. But I recently decided to listen to Both Sides Now, which is her 2000s album, where she did a bunch of cover songs, including covers of some of her original tracks from Blue, and she completely re-engineers the music of them. So they go from being these cute little folky songs to these epic orchestral cinematic pieces, and I've really been enjoying them actually quite a bit. Is it the music or the actual singing you listen to? I think for a lot of it's the music. It's the actual guitars, drums, instruments in the background, and then if it's good lyrics, it's really that can really make it or break it. Nether Dawn, a tribute for my favorite mech pilot, who I'm not sure how she passes mech school. Thank you so much, Never Dawn, for 23 months of support, dude. Thank you for supporting what I do for so long. You have been such a long time supporter of this stream, and I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing lovely, and you've been doing well with like work and stuff. For me, I focus more on the lyrics. For some reason, I always get more emotional twang on high notes. Interesting. That's interesting. We've gotten into this quite a bit, boys. I think we'll go to the next question just because we have a lot of questions, and I think we talked a little bit about this here. Let's quickly jump to the next question just because I feel like if I don't jump along, we're going to not have we're not going to be able to get through all of them. So thank you for that question, Mario. I'm going to jump to the next question right now because otherwise we're not going to get through all of them. Next question is, hey Jets. This is a great question for me because I have a weird thoughts on this. Hey Jets, thoughts on going to see live music? Would you only go if it's a band you know, or would you go to see the live event blind? I don't know if I'm not gonna upset people, but I think I have an unusual take on live music. I'm not a big live music person for the sake of going to live music. I'm really not, and I tend to be fine. There's very little live shows where I want to go to them because the bands I do like fall into categories. of getting on, and so they're doing like their final tours, and it's seated arrangement, and the venues are far too big, and you're gonna be in the back, and you'll be uncomfortable and too noisy, and there's too many people, and it's too much, and it's a very expensive ticket, and you're like, well, that was cool, I guess, but like, I don't think I need to see this live to experience it. Like, I've been to a couple like that where I'm like, that was cool, but like, I'm not gonna feel catastrophe if I do it. There's been a few times where I've went out to a gig and I've had like beer poured on me, or the person in front of me was too tall or being an asshole, had terrible BO, and I felt overstimulated, and I felt tense, and I felt like I wasn't getting as much out of it as other people were. And I've been to quite a few different gigs. I went to a gig of a musician where it was just like 3 people, because there was such an indie band. I've been to like hardcore concerts where people were thrashing in the stage, and I had to be held, that people were like defending me because I was like a small tiny teenage girl. Like I've been to I saw like Brian Wilson of like the Beach Boys lives and stuff. Like, I've been to a variety of gigs at this point, and there's maybe only 2 gigs I've ever went to where I was like, this is my kind of vibe, and they're so few and far between, and so because of that, it's just not a thing I go to. It's also, keep in mind, in Australia, the concerts we do get are either big stadium, big shows that I'm just not interested in, or they're local smaller bands who maybe I don't like as much. I have stumbled into like bars where people have playing music, like local bands, and I've always enjoyed that. If I'm just like, I walked into a local pub, a local dive, and some local band are setting up a gig and they're doing it, and I've never heard their music beforehand, I really kind of have always enjoyed that. I've had that happen a kind of couple times, and that's been lovely. Or like you walk into a bar and there's a local jazz band playing. I love that. That's been really great, like live pub music or live that kind of thing. I don't think that's what people are thinking of when they think about like live music. What I'm saying is, festivals are not my thing. I've never actually been to a festival because I couldn't imagine possibly liking a festival. It's just not for me. I feel like it'd be overstimulating and exhausting. I don't go to music for the sake of just getting crunk and drinking a lot and wearing like crazy outfits. That's not my kind of thing. I'm not that kind of person. I wouldn't find joy in that personally. So it's like, why do I personally go see live music? And it's also not necessarily to like experience the music. For a lot of people, it's like experiencing the music live is this beautiful spiritual thing. That hasn't been the case for me necessarily. I saw Kraftwerk live, and that was amazing, but that was like a seated performance. It was basically theater at that point. Seeing Kraftwerk was like watching a theater show, so it was different. So that's like not necessarily live music. That was really cool. Like, I saw Kraftwerk live, and that was great, but then I saw like the Gorillaz, and that was like, I could have never seen the Gorillaz and it would have been fine. The only band that I'm really had like a good experience watching them, and to me, I was like, that's what a live venue gig is meant to be. And it sucks because I live in Australia, because if I lived in America, I would be able to go to a lot more gigs like this. Is when I saw Mum Jeans live. This is before, I now don't like current Mum Jeans, and I've kind of, at this point in my life, I'm kind of a little bit, I like them nostalgically, but they're not as much more for me as I was when I was a teenager. But I saw Mum Jeans live. It was their first ever international tour. It was this local small dive bar. The stage was like, they were right here. There was no railing. It was just the band there, a bunch of freaking students drinking beers. They played the shitty fucking Midwestern emo, and everyone had a blast, and everyone sung the lyrics, and it was like a small, little, tiny, cozy. It was like a thing where everybody was there because they liked the band, but it wasn't too many people, and it was cozy, and I drank lots of beer, and it was very fun. It was like that like true little gig venue where like you bought the ticket and it was solid, but they weren't too big and they weren't too small. It was like that perfect little golden middle ground, which worked really well for me. And the problem is that's just not kind of a common occurrence. It's either big venues when they're on the stage and you've got the railing and it's all that, or it's very rare to find that smaller gig thing that I do actually really enjoy. I've only been to at least several festivals, but it's worth doing if you have a number of bands you want to see. Otherwise, festivals are just hot, noisy, crowded hellhouse. And I just don't have a lot of bands I'd want to see at a festival. I'm not a person who looks at a festival lineup and goes, that's my bands. No, I don't. No, I like Mort Garson. I like fucking. I saw Wise Blood live. That was actually beautiful. But I was happy not seeing Wise Blood live. Actually, I saw Wise Blood live and I caught the bouquet of roses. No, the singular rose. I forgot about that. She had a singular rose and she flew it into the crowd and I caught it. I had it dried for ages. That was very pretty. Like, that was a really beautiful one. And that was also, it veered more into theatre. You know, because she had like lights and performance and smoke and like all the screens in the background were like really cool projections. So like I have had a few core music, you know, gig experiences that have been nice, but I just as a person never find myself being like, oh, I need to go. Some people are really about it. Some people are like concert hoppers. They constantly are going to see live shows. They're constantly trying to get tickets for live shows. I'm so inclined to be like, I guess I could go. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Is it just because of the awkwardness of or the anxiety? It's a combination that's not a lot that I would want to see. If I would want to see them, it probably isn't the kind of gig that would appeal to me. And secondly, there is that thing where the times I have when it has been like I've had like beer spilt on me, or it's been just a bunch of moving factors that have made me uncomfortable. So you'd only go if a friend invites you. Yes! A lot of the times I have went to gigs have been like, well, back in studies where people are like, hey, we're going to go see this. Do you want a ticket? And I would go, oh yeah. I've very, very, very rarely bought like, I mean, I've paid for the ticket after like they've bought it, but like went and been the one who like stayed up to 3 a.m. to get a ticket. In fact, I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever been the person who's like, oh, I need to go get tickets to this gig. The only one was Mum Jeans, and because and I think I wasn't even going to go. Mech sis linked me to the Mum Jeans concert. She was like, sis, isn't this band you like in your area? And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I guess I should go get a ticket. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. But yeah, I'm really not a person who thinks about going to gigs personally. But that's not to say I don't understand it necessarily. It's just that I don't get the same kind of craving that some people do. And I have enjoyed concerts. Like, don't get me wrong. There's been concerts I've enjoyed for like different reasons. Either because it was like watching theatre, or it's cozy in like a little local pub, or it is like the Mum Jeans concert. But there have been ones where I'm like, there have been case scenarios where I've been out, I'm like, I could probably listen to this out. Which is, you know. Yeah, small shows at shitty dive bars are the kind of ideal for me. It's just a pity that doesn't tend to be a lot of gigs that are available. Okay. Oh, this is a long one. Oh, this one I can't show on stream because I have to scroll down. Okay. Porta potty lines. Yeah, I would never go to I don't think I'll ever go to a festival in my life. And I think I'll be fine with that. According to the original Indian Nava Rasa, music has 9 states of emotion. However, being that music is an entirely subjective experience, yes, there's some dispute. As a 2020 UC Berkeley study claims, there are 13, personally I think 9. Can you name the original 9 emotions that music seeks to convey? Up to you to include it in a quiz so we can Google the answers below. No cheating, almost there. That's what she said. And then you have the listed emotions. So you want me to try and guess what the 9 emotions are that music's meant to convey? Oh, you have a soul? Name 9 emotions. I'm being quizzed on the pod, you bastard. You bastard. Aren't there more than 9? Apparently there might be 13. I guess I could just say any random feeling. Happiness, sadness, fear, joy, anxiety, tension, whatever is close to fear, but like not fear, but like this kind of tense kind of, I guess anxiety is the right word, like panic, but like not panic, but like kind of an exciting anxiousness that you get when you listen to good jazz. Pernicus, welcome, how you doing? Melancholy, dread, distress, kind of rising anxiety, because different between anxiety where you feel like something bad's gonna happen, anxiety where you feel like something good's about to happen, or you know, that kind of like pre-nerves of going on stage, you know, all the rest of it. You know what, we're gonna scroll down. What are they, boys? They are joy/happiness, anger/defiance, sadness, excitingness / party or being pumped up, romantic/erotic. Oh yeah, I guess there are like I guess there are songs that specifically sound like, you know, calm/relaxation, fear, anxiety, annoyance, obstinance, repulse. Then wonder, beauty, and dreamlessness. Okay, wonder and beauty I should have thought about. There are songs that truly just convey a sense of like awe. A sense of kind of curiosity. Interesting question. I appreciate the question. Well, not really a question, but interesting idea. Thank you for considering that. I guess this kind of goes into the whole music for moods, like, yeah, the emotions you feel. I think wonder, beautiful, and dreamlessness is where a lot of the music I like falls into in some broad sense. I like when musics have a kind of sense of lingering in all kind of categories. If a music has a sense of lingering, it really gets to me. This song I came up the other day and I was like, I fucking love this guitar tune so much. Yo, Alana, hi, welcome in readers. Oh my god, welcome to the Unpacking pod. This is not as crazy Alana stream. This is definitely a strange stream for you guys to raid into today. Hi, hello, my name is Jets, nice to meet you all. Welcome to Unpacking pod, where today we are unpacking music for moods. What were you guys doing? Oh my god, that's a lot of followers. Hi. Welcome into my MTV cribs. Sup raiders. God damn, I'm being overwhelmed by the support right now. What the fuck? You're yapping and doing GeoGuess D's. I'm sorry. So, I hope you had a lovely time. Today, my name is Jets. I am Australian. I like sci-fi. I like art. I like music. I like media. Today we're actually talking about the music you listen to when you're in a certain mood, raiders. We're talking about like the music that gets it and all the rest of it. But if you do have to head off, if you want to go somewhere a little bit more wacky and crazy, you totally can. I am going to be playing some like Deus Ex later in the week. I like retro stuff. I have like a CRT setup. So you kind of hang around for that. But today we're just kind of listening and talking and rambling about the way we listen to music. Oh, this kind of segues to an earlier question, which is, do you prefer to listen to music with lyrics or just instrumentals? Lately, I've been listening to instrumentals. I really enjoy instrumentals. I'm a bit of a... I do like music. This is right up my alley. Or maybe I can give you some funky suggestions, raiders. We'll see. I got into not bad habit, let's just say general habit. I got into a tendency to listen to, all the time. Thank you for getting us up to Alana. Jetpack. I'm sorry. If you don't know Alana, you probably do. Here's the thing, I didn't say this because I just assumed you guys would know Alana. If you don't know Alana, she's very cool, very, very, very funky lady, and you should go check out her streams. But if you don't know me, good. Keep it that way, raiders. Run while you can. You're not prepared for pretentious yapping about music and media. Get out of here while you still can. I might talk about brutalism and Bauhaus chairs. Get the fuck out. So when I was in study, I was a painter. So I listened to a lot of instrumentals, because it's really, really nice to listen to an instrumental while painting. You just kind of get in the vibe, you know? Listen to some freaking, let's be real cliche here. Let's be real cliche. Boards of Canada, anybody? Boards of freaking Canada? I got a Be a fan, I ain't afraid to use it. That's right. Boards of Canada, you know, little sweet trip. And I just got really into that, and I think that's why I love, because I really loved, that segued in for like as an adolescent. I really liked Midwestern emo, which has segued into me really loving math rock and kind of shoegaze and dream gaze and all the kind of stuff. Yeah, Canada, oh Canada. So I have this whole playlist, which is all just instrumental. I actually have 2 playlists currently that are fully instrumental music. A lot of kind of jazz notes, jazz fusion notes. My Bunny Valentine, that's what I'm talking about, Raiders. And I was just about to play this before you guys headed on over here. We were talking about the way that music can kind of convey emotion. And I tend to find a lot of my music has a kind of, you know, limerence, but not in a romantic sense. A kind of like content limerence is present in a lot of the music I enjoy. Can't think of a better way to describe it than that. But it's this, and it's this specific guitar sound that I absolutely adore. Let me play it for you, Raiders. And it's at the start of this one. It came into my shuffle the other day. It's this one Yola Tango song, which I just, wait for it, boys. It's so good. Wait for it. This one sound. Wait for it. I love this noise. It builds up. It's so good. Oh crap, crickets. Wait for it. That sound. I love when it... Oh! Just take me! Woo! It's so good. That like... It's warm. It's a sunset on a summer freaking day. It's a bit too hot. And you're just kind of okay with it. And you're like, yeah. And you're like, maybe it's like no wind. It's not even, it's like a windless day. It's a windless day and it's really hot and the sun's setting and you're like, it's so good. So like that's I tend to, and that's the thing with the question of do you prefer lyrics over music? I think I really prefer music. Like a song can have kind of crappy lyrics and I'll be like, I'll put up with it if the freaking tunes hit. Drop the soundtrack name, please. Okay, this is Green Arrow by Yola Tango. Shut up, Jets. Hope you've been doing nice. Bless this music mood. Yeah, music is the main, and then lyrics can support it. Like a music can go from like a 8 to a 10 if the lyrics are really good, but I can still really enjoy a song if the lyrics are kind of shitty. The melody has to be solid. Oh, sorry, the jazz playlist stopped. Let's put some more jazz on. That is called Green Arrow by Yola Tango. It's often my favorite Yola Tango albums, which is I Can Hear the Heart Beating as One, which is just one of the best Yola Tango albums. Not everyone can sing, but everyone can beat a drum. I think everyone can probably sing to some degree, but then again, Couch Squirrel, I'm kind of a person who some of my favorite musicians aren't singers in the regards of like in a classical sense. Like a lot of my favorite musicians, like I recently got into Sparkle Horse, and no one would ever consider Sparkle Horse to be like a really talented lyricist in like a Mariah Carey way, but he can hold a tune and he can convey a story, Nick Cave kind of thing, you know. I can't play drums, but close enough. I think it's actually really more difficult to write melody than it is to just put together some funny little words. You know, when it just nails. So I'm going to get back to the questions. I'm getting sidetracked. Thank you for the question about the instrumentals. Next question. predominantly instrumental bands I like. Very few have song lyrics, ones that do absolutely fit them. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of music I listen to has lyrics for sure. Specifically when you listen to pop music. Pop music tends to have lyrics. It's like, has there ever been a pop song that's entirely instrumental? Hold on, because pop music tends to not be. Let's Google this, boys. Let's unpack this. Instrumental pop song. And I'm not talking about the instrumental of a pop song. I mean a pop song that was just purely instrumental. They've got Tequila by the Chaps. Wow, these are old. Wipeout for Surfing Safaris. I guess that does technically make sense. And their themes from wow, there really has not been a lot of pop songs that have charted that were purely instrumental. Sleepwalk is a classic. If anyone doesn't know what this is, Sleepwalk is a classic. But honestly, I do love Sleepwalk. This makes a lot of sense in some weird way, right? That pop music is not instrumental. And a lot of them probably that did exist and became pop songs were featured in like maybe featured in a movie. Wow, that's so interesting to me. Sandstorm has no lyrics. Yeah, I guess that is true. But even if you think about like in the early 2000s, you're talking like drum and bass, you're talking like dance tracks, house music. The house music that did chart was the house music that had lyrics in it, had like repeating like and then we went crazy. Like, you know, and then the bass drop. But like they still would have some kind of lyric. It's not pure instrumental. If it's in pure instrumental, it would be in like the club environment. Sorry, I want to listen to Sleepwalk by Santano. Yeah, this song. Wow. One of the few pop songs that is purely instrumental that's charted. And it's from fucking 1959. I do love the song. It also has that sound I like. I love this song. I have this on a playlist actually. I recently put this on a playlist. That's kind of funny. It's such a good one. So good. So yeah, that is interesting. No wonder it charted. It's a vibe. I think we are unpacking something interesting here, boys. In the regards of like, yeah, pop music doesn't tend to have lyrics, but a lot of people do actually listen to instrumentals. I think I would say a majority of the music I do listen to at the moment is instrumental in many ways. But I also listen to lots of jazz and stuff. So, sorry, next question. Ooh, good one. Let's screenshot this one. Because I think I've got something to say about this. And I think a lot of you guys in the chat will have something to say about this. Jetpack, the question is, so I'm so used to tunes like this. My father listens to it all the time. Oh, that would be so nostalgic. I never really grew up with a lot of music around the house, actually. I didn't grow up in a musical household. I got into almost all of my musical tastes around the age of 12, 13. I wouldn't have considered myself a music listener. And I hit my early teens and realized I had never listened to a lot of music and kind of just became a sponge and tried to listen to everything. And I still feel like I'm in that state of being. I also didn't really watch a lot of movies up into my early teens, late tweens. And then I realized I hadn't watched a lot of movies and became a sponge and just was like, anytime someone suggested something or gave me an idea, like, you should try this, you should listen to this, I was like, yeah, why not? I will. The question is, Jetpack, do you listen to OSTs from movies or games? If so, what OSTs do you listen to? I listen to Outer Wilds. It's my favorite game. Movies, absolutely. I have a bunch of soundtracks on vinyl. Love the Moonrise Kingdom soundtrack, the Carol soundtrack. Really adore them. Didn't listen to OSTs up until I started streaming, but that's because I didn't play a lot of video games prior to streaming. It wasn't really a thing I was allowed to do, was available to me. since I started streaming, I do listen to music from video games. Weirdly enough, I tend to listen to a lot more music from video games when I work out. My workout playlist has like Devil May Cry music on it. It has like Half-Life 2 music on it. It has like Deus Ex music on it. Death Stranding walks a weird middle ground where I would listen to low raw and not consider it to be OST. Like, I regularly listen to low raw, but I'm not thinking, oh, I'm listening to the soundtrack from Death Stranding. I just think I'm listening to low raw. But in the general sense, Armored Core for Answer. I've unironically listened to the Armored Core for Answer soundtrack or like OST many times. Many times. Yeah, it's not game OST, it's just songs Hideo Kojima liked at a time. And valid. Like, Low Roar is incredible. I have listened to Low Roar a couple times this year already. Persona, yeah, I used to when I first started streaming. I was a listens to Persona instrumentals in the background streamer. I think a lot of my early streams were that. Super Mario Galaxy OST is goated. Hell yeah. There's always classic songs you can listen to, like Nintendo songs to relax to, etc. I think I tend to listen more to songs from movie OSTs, like, though I love the Taxi Driver soundtrack. I do love a bunch of like Tarantino soundtracks, you know, cliche, but it's true. I listen to Jets when I work out. I get like 50 extra reps. Bro, let's go! Wait a second, let me open up. What do I have currently on my workout soundtrack? Because it does tend to be, it's a combination of 90s stuff, lots of Deftones, Nine Inch Nails, Franz Ferdinand and the Strokes, Machine Girl is on my workout soundtrack, Death Grips. I mean, it gets you in the mood, honestly. And then yes, Devil May Cry, yes, Half-Life music, yes, Deus Ex music. It's like the music that comes in a combat sequence, right? In a video game. So it's why the Deus Ex music's so good. It's like the combat music is really good for working out. Because it's meant to get you hyped up in a video game to make you into like focus mode. I have to say the Thing movie soundtrack from 1982 and the video game was peak. Oh, John Carpenter! Oh my god, dude. When I was in high school, I used to listen to the best of John Carpenter so much. I was freaking walking around like the schoolyard, headphones in, my flask of coffee, listening to the Halloween theme. Listening to the theme from Halloween. Motherfucker. The Thing gave me nightmares, but I love The Thing. I love John Carpenter. Rain, formerly known as Purple from Risk of Rain 2 is awesome. I love After the Crash from Deus Ex Human Revolution. Now that I've played when playing Human Revolution, I gotta add more Human Revolution sound like OST to my workout playlist. Those kinds of songs are really, really good. And whenever I'm playing a video game, there will be this point nowadays where like a soundtrack will come in and I'll be like, this would be super good to spin bike to. Icarus from Human Revolution is a really good one. Dude, okay, I gotta add that to my playlist. Atomic Heart OST is a vibe itself. That's the thing, I never thought about music OSTs, but some are just brilliant. Like, legitimately, the OST for Armored Core 4 Answer is just straight up incredible shoegazy math rock. Like, it really is so fucking good. It barely counts as an OST in my opinion. Though, you know what I should add? I should add some like Dark Souls boss music. Like you're on the spin bike and like, or like Elden Ring music. You're on the spin bike and like Radahn's theme comes on or some shit. I feel like it'd really get you in the zone. Dark Souls 3 main theme comes on. I feel like it can't be Plin Plon. It has to be like the Nameless King OST. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ornstein and Smog. Yeah, something that's really gets your heart racing. and then you're like spin biking, and all of a sudden like, who's behind me? What's behind me? I gotta go fast. Oh, you know what would work for spin biking? Sonic. Music from Sonic. Why the fuck do I not have Live and Learn hanging on the edge of fucking tomorrow on my spin biking playlist? I'm adding that right now. Initial D. Live and Learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Yeah, this is going on my spin bike playlist. Holy shit. Oh my god. Add to play this. Add to working out playlist. Yep. Holy shit. Sonic 3D soundtracks are awesome. Like even the instrumental ones would be really good. Like the dun 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 dun. Also maybe music from Mario Kart would also work quite well. Maybe. Somebody's with Jets as a hedgehog. Don't turn me into your Sonic OC chat. Or do. It's actually crazy. I've been a streamer for 4 years and no one's gave me a Sonic OC. Like, what happened to old internet boys? What the fuck happened to the classic internet where you gave every online person a freaking Sonic OC? Come on. We're losing tradition. Don't let them take what's from you, what's pure, okay? Don't let tradition die. This is goddamnly internet, and here we freaking turn everything into a Sonic character. Okay, remember where you came from, Jetpack. K-Kona. Nothing is pure about this. It's pure internet culture, and I will accept it. Damn straight. Sorry, we're getting distracted. But yes, no, I do listen to music, OSTs, and video games a lot more nowadays with working out. Sorry, the readers don't know I'm a buff tomboy, by the way. I should say I'm a tomboy. I do gains. I have been lifting. I have weights. I do weights. I'm getting my core definition back. It's very good. It's very nice. Buff in quotations. It's a work in progress. Let the readers imagine, okay? Yeah, and she's so tall. Okay, you're meant to be my wing packs. Lads, you're meant to make me look good. And why do you do this to me? Anyway, let's next question. Ooh, great question. And the answer to this one is absolutely yes. File save as. Absolutely yes. Next question, boys. Question is, and I guess everyone to think about, do you listen to any international music? Japanese, Spanish, Russian, German, etc. Yep, absolutely. I'm a weeb, so I listen to a lot of music from Japan, like a lot. Some of my favorite math rock bands are from Japan. Some of my favorite instrumental bands are from Japan as well. I love like Fishmans. I love Yellow Magic Orchestra. I love Kurgabin. I vibe with them. I vibe, not Kurgabin, Cringy. Soviet era music's really good. I do like some like Russian Duma music. Toa, yes. Havids, yes. Toa's great. They are so good. Solid State Divider is a classic album that I will adore forever. What else do I have? I have to like go through playlists and stuff to remember songs I listen to, remember bands. It's hard to think of them off the top of the dome, if you will. Where is that one? Where is that tune? Yeah, no, I definitely would not say my music tastes are limited to just English speaking songs. And I think that's because I listen to a lot of instrumental. And if you listen to lots of instrumental music, you end up listening to lots of Japanese, like a lot of Japanese jazz, Ryu Fukui, Lamp, of course, Minako Yoshidia, like a lot of, obviously, like city pop, of course, Sakamoto, Richie Sakamoto, of course. Teiko Onouki. You know, all those kinds of classics. I'm trying to pronounce these correctly, and I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering these. Yeah, I was into cringy for a little bit. Yeah, Richie Sakamoto. Absolutely adore them. I don't know any of these artists. Yes, the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack is a great way to get into like Japanese jazz fusion instrumental. Instrumental Turkish songs are really great. There was a period and I lost them. I need to find what it was. There was a period where I need to remember who the artist was because I don't know who they currently were. But for a little bit, me and my housemate back in mech studies, we were listening to this one musician, and I believe they were maybe Thai or might have been Vietnamese. They were Vietnamese song covers of pop songs, and they were great. They were so good. It was like ABBA, but it was just incredible. And they were just the cover and the instrumental like composition that they did were just brilliant. And I've lost the artist. I can't find them. Aoya? I think I do listen to Aoya as well. I don't know how to spell these bands. The problem is that some of these are in Japanese, so I can't even say who they are. I'm trying to think. There is this one noise band from Japan that I really, really love. But I think they've taken all their music off Spotify. I'm trying to think of who they are. Because they're really weird and I love them. But I'm pretty sure they got rid of... No, it's not the CRT guys. I do like them. It's always so sad when a band will remove stuff from... I get it. Like, people just decide to take their music off Spotify. It's all fine. It's all good. But... But then you lose them. You're like, I'm never going to be able to find out who this band was again. Eraserheads is a good Filipino band. A great name. Incredible name. I do vibe with that. The worst part is like the album cover is so vague. It's like black. It's got nothing on it. So it's so hard to find this band. And they're like, the name is in French, but they're Japanese. Les de la Luz. Yeah! Le Res de la News. Yeah! This Japanese noise band I fucking love. Yeah. A psychedelic noise rock band from Japan formed in 1967 by Takashi Mizutani. They fucking go so hard. And it's like, I always lose them. Their stuff is so good. And they're from Japan and I love them. Oh, it's so good. I'll screenshot this for you boys. Japanese psychedelic noise band, which his name is in French. So good. And I think, oh, like Boris as well. It's so crunchy. It's great. I don't know why I love it so much. It's just good. I think it was like recorded in really bad quality. I wish there was like proper masters that exist of it, but I don't think they do. So I'm trying to screenshot this thing and getting sidetracked. Just one of those bands where I think it was recorded on someone's tape thing and there's only like random archives of it that exist, but I really like them. Files, save that so you guys can see the band. Save. Here they are. There they are. I love these guys. Yeah, La Relaze. I can never pronounce it, but they're great. Weird 70s, sorry, like 60s Japanese psych noise. I like them. Yeah, so to answer the question, yes. I do. I listen to a lot of it. Another one I really like is another Japanese. A lot of them are Japanese, I will admit, because I'm a weeb. So you have to understand. A lot of them are Japanese. I'm a weeb. I also really love Where are they? Is it on this playlist? I love Rei Harakami so much. Oh my god, I love Rei Harakami like so much. Oh, this is such a beautiful album. Let me save this. It's just, I listened to this so much when I was painting in studies. It's so charming. This album. So much. It's just like, it's like bug music, but cozy. It's like I imagine I'm a little bug on a leaf. Listen. Like I would lay in the grass and I'd listen to this album and I'd imagine I was a little ladybug. And I'm like... and I would like... I'd be like, what if I was a little caterpillar? And I could just like... in the sun. It's a little Pikmin song. Yeah. This instrumental artist stuff is just beautiful. I really like it. The album Opakuk, which I thought for ages was Opai. Also a really good album. Love that stuff. It's so chill. It's so vibey. If I show you the album cover, you're going to realize why I thought it was called Opa. Boys, look at this album cover and tell me you're not seeing exactly what I'm seeing. Okay, new one. File, save. But this is like, once again, back at my instrumental artist stuff. Come on! I kept calling it the Oppai album for like fucking ages. I was like, oh yeah, I'm listening to that Oppai album and it's so good. I cannot see it. This song's so good though. Listen to this. It does sound like video game music. But it's like, yeah, this is video game music. This is totally in some kind of weird, like, I don't know. Oh, it's so vibey. So vibey. Video game hub? Yeah. Small indie game? Yes. This is yep. I listened to this album so much. Because it was just like, I'd put it in the background and it would kind of, yeah, because it is like loading music. It's like setting minute music. So when I was painting, I wouldn't have to think about anything. I could just like listen to this album and just kind of get into the vibes. Metopia music, it is. It totally is. It's great. Anyway, so that's that. Next question. So to answer the question, yes, I do listen to international music. All over the place, not just Japanese, but I do have a lot of Japanese music that I like because I'm, you know, weird. All right. Question is, okay, let me read this out. I'll screenshot and bring it onto the screen. And then we'll read this out. Save. There we are. Here's the next question. It's a big, long one. Just not to hash the vibe here, because we are vibing. You should check BB's Twitter right now. We need the live reaction. Oh, the art. Yes, I love the art. Yes. Yeah. Oh my god. Netcat made like absolutely beautiful art. It really, I'm like, I love that Vivi and Marco are drawn so beautifully and bro just kind of, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's wrong. it's not wrong, but so this is a beautiful illustration of the weekend out with Marco and Vivi. Look at this, just beautiful. Look at this beautiful. Oh, why is my system glitching out? What? Oh my, is my phone overheating? Oh no, don't overheat. Don't overheat. And then you look down. Sorry. Then you look down, boys. I mean, yeah. Oh, why am I glitching out? What's going on? Okay, that's better. Yes. What is... The calibration is all just went whack. There we are. Is that a leash? Possibly. There's also another really, really brilliant one. This one here is so good. This is way more accurate. Me speeding off ahead while they wanted to just rest. Me being like, guys, we could do this. Guys, we could do that. Guys, we could do this. And then Marco napping in the park. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Netcat, for the artwork. Like, dude, just incredible. I'll retweet that and I will comment on it because it's just amazing. I'm going to cherish these artworks. I also love the frog hat that Vivi's wearing. That's so cool. I mean, you know, I'm captured as a little creature, a little rodent, a little luckpichola, but I guess it's who I am. I guess I have to accept that this is my innate nature to some degree. Also, we've been talking a lot and we're getting close to the end of the podcast time, so we got to keep talking before we've got heaps of questions to get through, so let's keep moving. Alright, okay. Hello, good day, jetpacks and jets. Long time yapper, first time listener here. I have a few questions for the lady on screen. Hello, that's me. Preface everything. Appreciate preface. If I'm in a good mood or feeling down in the dumps, I find that I have specific songs that I end up binging to. On the flip side, listening to the same songs tends to flip my mood. I end up avoiding them, not end up feeling down or happy in the same situation. Oh, and of course these songs are songs that I've been listening to ever since I was a teenager. So the question is, what songs and music does this to you? And only if you're comfortable sharing, what are these songs? Additionally, in your opinion, is it better to force yourself out of a bad mood with happy music or process this through sad songs? Sorry for the long question. Thank you for the time to read. No, don't worry. That's a really interesting question. I think it's person to person dependent right here, right, boys? If you are someone who is susceptible to your entire mood being ruined by music, and you know it's going to be maybe even dangerous for your mental health, it's probably best to not put yourself in a position of listening to sad music. I've never been a person where listening to sad music is a negative for me, because I tend to have most of my music be moody and emotional, and I'm pretty okay with just enjoying it in general. I don't necessarily need to avoid music in my own personal case because it will make me sad, you know? Like there's no music I need to specifically avoid because I'm like, oh, can't listen to that song, it's gonna fuck me up, because I'll tend to be listening to that music in general anyway, or can't listen to that music, it'll make me too happy and get me distracted. But I know this is not for everybody. Weirdly enough, remember I talked about this, boys. I used to have like a lady who would do like skin kind of care stuff for a little bit. There was the skin lady, my skin doctor lady, and I remember she was like doing a treatment and she was like, oh, I can't listen to music. It makes me too sad, or makes me like, affects me too much. I had to stop listening to music because it made me too much emotional. And I was like, what? Really? She's like, yeah, I can't listen to music. I was like, that's crazy. Like, well, not crazy. Like, that's obviously, it's not crazy. It's each to their own. Everyone has their own experience. But for me, as a person I do let music affect my emotions. Yes, I do listen to certain music in certain contexts for certain vibes. Like in the morning, I'll listen to more like, there's certain jazz I'll listen to the music. There's certain jazz I'll listen to the morning compared to jazz I'll listen to the evening, you know, because it just sets a tone. It's kind of ridiculous to listen to Death Grips maybe at a certain hour or in a certain context. Like if I'm walking around in public, there's certain albums I'll beeline to because they're more suitable and they just kind of suit the atmosphere in many ways. but complementing the atmosphere never directly can put me in a state of despair. I don't think a song could put me in a state of despair, though if I was feeling sad, I would probably go more towards a sadder feeling. What's a song that really is quite sad for me? Because you asked if I am comfortable sharing, like what's a sad, you know what really is a song that would maybe make me cry? And this is so cheesy, but it is so true. And I like, you know, yeah, it's so fucking cheesy. Oh, No Surprises? No Surprises, actually. Fuck, that's true. Okay. No Surprises would probably can mess me up. Daniel Johnson kind of gets me, but that's got more to do with Daniel Johnson's story, who he is as a person. And like knowing stuff about him. See, I can listen to Never Meant by American Football, but it won't get me too sad. Boys, you know what song which song will actually sometimes get me for some reason? Like, it's like involuntary crying. Involuntary, like completely irrational. And I'm like, this song is... Why? Because I'm right. I'm absolutely right. It's so perfectly constructed in like a lab. In a lab to like fuck with your feelings. It's crazy. What song is this? This is the song Ellie's Badge from the movie Up. It's overused. The thing is, I've only seen Up one time. One time. I've only ever seen it once. But this song particularly, it's the rise and the fall of like, Michael Giacchino just cooked. He just cooked. And it's like really well constructed. It's not even the scene. To me, it's got nothing to do with the context of the movie at all. It's purely the melody. It's the way the melody plays out where I'm like, it has such a specific kind of... It's like the Twin Peaks Laura's theme, right? Laura Palmer's theme from Twin Peaks. A song can specifically convey a certain irrational or like intangible feeling. Like Laura's theme is described as like you're moving through a forest and in the distance you see a woman, you see like a bit of light, and it's like, and you can feel that. You can feel that with the way the piano carries through Laura's theme of when it gets more and more optimistic and when it gets more and more blue, like just the way that the actual melody carries across it. And it's so cheesy, but I would be like, if I'm having a rough day and for some reason someone decided to play that song from Up, I'd be like, I probably would get a tear, and it would be involuntary. It would be entirely involuntary. It's just my body responding to the melody. Yeah, it's like, it's irrational, but that would happen. But that's like not my actual favorite sad song by any means. That's more just talking to like a notion of maybe understanding a certain song, making you kind of have a response to it. Like your body responds to it in a sad way, and you can't help but it make you feel that way. Have you listened to Everywhere at the End of Time? Oh yeah, absolutely. Say Michael Giacchino composer who also made Medal of Honor, the World War II franchise. Did he really? Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Israel Kamikawa will always make me cry because it was played at my... see, that's also linking music to memories. See, this is more music. We're talking today at the moment more about music for moods and emotions, but that is, I guess, music for memories, because I feel like memory is a little bit more tied to sense of smell for me. And then like a mood is more tied for me to music, but I can totally see where that totally would okay. La Vie en Rosa. I feel like the songs that really tick that kind of like that pin in your brain tend to be a little bit more cliche for me. Like La Vie en Rosa, that's cliche. No Surprises by a Radiohead, that's cliche. Mitski, that's cliche. What about, what else? Is there any stinky songs? Possibly. Yeah. I have an anxiety song. Maybe when I'm listening, I'm feeling the walls are closing in. See, that's the case where it's like I wouldn't encourage. If you are feeling in like a state of a panic attack and you know that you could be affected by music, it'll either be don't listen to music or try and listen to something upbeat. Those are cases where it's like because it can for a lot of people have a genuine legitimate effect on their mental, and therefore if it's going to make your mental health vulnerable. Be cautious of that. I feel very fortunate in which it doesn't tend to affect my mental health. Music doesn't tend to affect my mental health. I tend to treat it almost like a director of a scenario. You know, definitely playing breakcore. It won't make it worse. Guarantee it. Yeah, listen to Machine Girl and Death Grips when you're about to have a freaking breakdown. It will totally keep you sane. I tend to be able to objective, like be out of body when it comes to listening to music. I can like curate. I like tend to curate my music. You know, I tend to curate it, so I'm okay with seeing it as like this suits this appropriate environment, and I'm able to be aware of it outside as it is, as it was. You know. Does that make sense? Passage by Viviana Tang. We're not doing music suggestions. I feel like if I start listening to Jetpack suggestions, it will open up suggestions, but this is not the music suggestion pod. We will be doing that in the future. There's more just discussion pod, and then I'm bringing up examples related to the discussions. Memory being tied to music made Skrillex Cinema a sad song for me. It was a song I was listening to when I was told. See, that's really interesting. That is really interesting. I'm trying to think. Do I have any music that's tied to a memory for me? That makes me sad. It's not sad though. It's just more, it just makes me feel something I can't describe. Regardless of how bad my days are, I have a few special songs that always brighten my mood. That's amazing. I think it's very important to have that too. For me, for a little bit, it was Strange Powers. Strange Powers. It was my happy song. I was like, I'm feeling kind of like I need to feel happy today. Strange Powers, because the charging guitars in that song is so upbeat. I think for me, okay. For me, the sad song. If you wanna, okay, if I can be that. I love Arthur Russell. Arthur Russell's a musician who I absolutely fucking adore, and That's Us, Wild Combination by Arthur Russell, I think is a very happy song that makes me feel like an indescribable sense of melancholy, because it's played at key points at like events. Like it played on like New Year's Eve once, and it puts me in a position where I feel like way too reflective, and I'm like, I don't necessarily want to feel reflective, and but it is genuinely a amazing song. Let me play it and screenshot it. It's such a vibe. I love this song so much. It might be one of my favorite songs of all time. It's also one of the songs I can't listen to a lot because I kind of don't want to ruin it for me, and I've had it play at like times in life which are so, it's so upbeat but it's so weird. It's so vibey and strange, and it has the ringing sounds I love. And if you listen to headphones, it like spins around you. And I have such a memory of being a little tipsy and it being New Year's Eve. And just, I think it was one of those New Year's Eve I spent alone actually. It's so vibey. Is this Jet's core? it's very poppy. It's not my kind. I get lost in this song quite a bit. But it's so funky. It's so weird. It's just, it's got all the layers. It's like, it feels like my brain feels like it's all tied together. It's making me sad for some reason, right? If you know about Arthur Russell's life, it also makes me sad. Sometimes I can't listen to musicians if I know too much about them. Like Arthur Russell's, that part. Combination. It's so good. It's a wild combination. Like all the melodies, the layering, it's what my brain feels like as it kind of like stacks and it kind of swells and it continues and it goes and it's so good. O'clock in the morning. What are we unpacking, Jets? We're packing music for moods. I think it's because this song captures a mood that is so undescribable. Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it nostalgic or is it present in the moment? Is it thinking about the future? It's like, to me, this song doesn't have a kind of, I can't, it's not tangible. It's so hard for me to describe what it is about this song that I just fucking adore it. It's also like 7 minutes long, which I love. Because bring back 7-minute long songs. All these motherfuckers out here with 2 minutes. No! Let me experience your feelings. For 7 whole minutes, we're sitting here and we're enjoying it. I don't want your 2 minutes. Songs end and I'm like, that's it? Fucking 1 minute 30 ass song? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. God damn it. Like, come on. I don't have the patience for 7 minutes, Jets. Well, then you're missing the part where the song disappears, stops, and comes back. And Arthur Russell is like, you thought we were done? Nah, buddy, 3 more minutes. And I love it. I love it so much because I think that adds to the irrational, weird, unintangible feeling about this song because it just kind of slips away and comes back, and it's something about like it feels like a conversation you've had before. It feels like an interaction with a person you've had before. It feels like seeing a certain person in a certain light. It's like, it's, you know what I mean? It has that. Songs are usually prog. I do like prog. I do like prog music. I like prog rock. I do like psych prog. I do like acid prog. I do like a bit of prog rock. That's probably the one song. Thank you for asking. The person did ask, what is the song specifically that gets you weird and emotional? And I think at the moment, there's probably other ones. But if I think of one that I choose to not listen to as much, even though I could listen to that song hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, it's probably That's Us Wild Combination by Arthur Russell, which is an interesting choice maybe, but that is the choice. Thank you for your question. Next question. Let's see. Here you go. Oh, okay. There's a lot of questions about this topic, but I think it makes sense because I am a sad bastard, so we keep kind of pivoting back to it. Person says, I love sad bastard music. I find it comforting to listen to, same, but often I also find the comfort transforms into kind of wallowing in self-pity and being stuck in a depressive mood, unable to move forward. As a certified sad bastard yourself, when do you think it crosses the threshold from finding comfort in the music to indulging your own feelings? Once again, I feel this is totally a case-by-case basis and really comes down to how are you as a person. For me, I feel like I can listen to hours and hours of sad bastard music and it purely be me enjoying the music. You have to be very conscious of like, okay, I'm going to listen to sad music for like about an hour, and then when it's like if you're doing it to get it out of your system, I think that's fine. I think you're like, I need to be sad right now. This is clearly I need to cry. I need to get out of my system and move on. Then it's fine because you know you're like done and dusted. We're gonna peace out of here. You know, I'm gonna skedaddle. But if it's forcing you to kind of perpetually sink back into a sad state of mind, which maybe then is affecting not just your mental, but your physical, your ability to interact with others, to see yourself in a positive light, to feel optimistic about day-to-day nature. And that's kind of enabling those thoughts and validating them, and causing you to get closer to a degree of harm or problematic depreciation. That's when it's like, okay, maybe it's time to put down the forest by The Cure. Maybe it's time to step away from I Know It's Over by the Smiths, put that on the shelf, and listen to some light instrumental jazz or whatever have you, and come back to that sad music when you know you'll be able to enjoy it, either just from the bass tunes or either just to get it out of your systems and move on. You know. I think that might be my response to that. And yes, there is 100%. That's enough, Helena, for today. There is 1,000% comfort in sad music, and it's totally human and okay to listen to music that's sad when you are sad. But it's more about letting it teeter over the precipice into like territory of like, is this causing me to go into a position of just like, oh, I'm okay feeling being in my feelings, to like, if you are a person with more severe tendencies of self-depreciation, like it comes from a perspective of a person who can understand that intimately, you need to it's hard in those moments to check yourself. It is very hard. So, if you've done that in the past, just be cautious of yourself in the future. The only music I can listen to when I'm sad is stuff with extreme beats that force me to get up and dance like a crazy person. That's what I kind of, Dave, that's maybe something about Wild Combination that I love. Have you ever been so sad, that you just want to cry and dance and scream? And like, sometimes it's not the melancholy. You don't want no scenes and no surprises. You want to fucking listen to 9 Inch Nails and just go, ah! Sometimes that's the kind of like just mania. Sometimes it's a mania that's, cry for joy, the catharsis. Yeah, it's a different kind of sad. It's a different kind of sad of like, this sucks, and then you put on like your most upbeat math rock that goes, you're like, fuck. And you just need to like release, and maybe you're crying, maybe you're not crying, maybe you're just dancing, Limp Bizkit, you break stuff. I'm good melancholy if it's a part of entertainment piece, but it's not your own personal sadness. That's really interesting. You kind of fight it back. Yeah, you're like fighting off the sadness. You're like, I feel sad, and you're like, time to dance, time to move my body. Get the fuck out of here, sadness. I'm done with your bullshit. And like, you're like, I'm processing this. I feel like shit, but just fucking, that's also completely, I've done that so many times, and that is so valid. Yeah, that's so, yes, definitely. That's also, that's a good point, David. I completely relate to that too. Okay, let's go to our next question. This is an interesting one to unpack. The sooner I cry at the end of the movie or a game than cry, get over my own sadness, the better. Yeah. Hi, Jets. Oh my goodness. This is fair. Hi, Jets. Am I the only person that can't listen to music and work at the same time? I find myself focusing on listening to music. However, I can listen to podcasts or let's plays and work at the same time. That is interesting. That is so interesting. The fact, because if you're like, I can't listen to everything, it has to be super silent, I'd be like, oh, maybe that's how you are as a person. But the fact that you can listen to podcasts and let's plays but not music is fascinating to me, because I struggle, depending on what I'm doing relating to work, I struggle to listen to like podcasts or streamers. If I'm doing admin work, responding to emails, responding to like key creators, getting in business calls, I will not be able to listen to podcasts or even streams. I'll have streams open, but I'll have to mute them temporarily. But I can listen to music throughout all of that. Like I can listen to jazz, I can listen to ambient tunes. So that's really interesting. Maybe it's like the kind of music. Maybe you have to try some Brian Eno, buddy. Maybe it's time to listen to music for airports. What you need is the kind of music that play in an elevator. You need music with a Z. You need waiting room tunes to turn your brain off of to. Because I get wanting to focus on music if it's like really groovy. Like I cannot do admin work if I'm listening to music with like full-on lyrics. I was trying to say the Smiths, but I was like, I've listened to enough Smiths where I can kind of zone out the lyrics. I'm something a bit more like can't listen to like Devo or Depeche Mode or something like that where I'm, you know, Town Called Malice or whatever. I'm not gonna be able to listen to Town Called Malice and be trying to respond to an email because I'm gonna be like, a Town Called Malice, woo, like, you know, I'm gonna want to sing along, ba 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 da ba 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 da ba, you know. But so I get that, but I feel like I'm so fascinated that you can listen to podcasts while working, but not music. That is really interesting. That's very interesting. I wonder if the not listening to music thing, but listening to podcasts is got to do more with like humans' ability to be in public and around other people, and zone out conversation, right? Like if you're in a cafe and you're sitting there and maybe you're by yourself and you're reading a book, people having heaps of conversations, but you can normally pretty easily zone all those conversations out and read the book. But humans, when they hear like a really catchy tune, have this urge to like sing along. Like I get that entirely. If I'm like out at like a mall and like a pop song comes on, I'm gonna really struggle to stop myself from going beep 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 beep. Whereas I can tend to zone out a conversation. I can't do it at all. I will admit I will get distracted quite a little bit, but I kind of enjoy getting distracted. I'm used to getting distracted. Like I'll zone into a book for a little bit, peep into a conversation, zone back into the book, and I can kind of work with that. Barons! Surprise, it's been 29 months already. I may not talk a lot, but I wanted to say keep it up, Jets. Always good to be here when I have the chance. Barons, that is completely fine that you're a lurker. We love lurker packs here in the facility, and I'm so happy that you enjoy your stay here enough to support what I do for almost 30 months. Just crazy. Thank you for watching the streams, enjoying your emotes. I really appreciate it. I grew up with loud siblings. That might be why. I wonder. Clueless. I wonder if this has got determined with like if you grew up in a quiet household. If you grew up in a loud household, you're probably a lot better at zoning out noise. Or if you like lived on a really busy street. Like I feel like I've lived on very, very, very busy streets, so for me I can zone out music quite well because of that. Not music, it's zone out noise because I've lived on busy streets. All right, let's see. Okay, well, this is a music suggestion, which is not the theme of today's episode, so we won't go into this, but I am sorry. What? You've piqued my interest, sir. I was skipping all the music suggestion songs. Sorry, I've been skipping all of the music suggestion submissions because I was like, we're going to do music suggestions on a different episode. This is more about music for moods conversation, but you have freaking got my attention. Chat, it goes as follows. I have been going hard on dungeon synth lately. It's a very, very broad genre. But finding it through YouTube has led me to actually purchasing music for the first time in 2 decades. It's fantasy core, but it's relaxing. I now need to know what this sounds like. Oh shit. Fantasy core D&D slops. It's cozy as hell. I'm just purely curious. I've never listened to music like this. This is not the kind of thing I would listen to at all, but I respect it. This is huzzah! This is definitely not at all the kind of music I'd listen to. I should send this to Hanya. Hanya would like this for sure. Elven ass beat, but I am genuinely curious about this. Though the one... This is reminding me of a musician who I do like. Joanna Newsom? I like Joanna. Is Joanna Newsom like this, or am I just thinking of the album cover? Am I just thinking of the album cover? Didn't she remove her stuff off of, I think she removed her stuff off of freaking Spotify. Let me try and find this. Is this what I'm thinking of?
The meadowlark and the chimchuree and
It's very, the instrument. It's very like
to the sky,
like she's like a, the album cover makes me think of this, sorry. I haven't listened to Joanna Newsom in fucking years.
Little while later, the Pharisees.
It's very like what you imagine, like a lady on the shores of like some kind of old medieval pub, like flowers in her hair. It's very that kind of fantasy thing. This is the album cover. It was what made me think of, was this album cover. Yeah, the cover of the medieval, like yeah, you could carve an oak. And the instrumental gets kind of like that too. Yeah. Yeah, it's very, yeah, I have not, it's very unique. I've not listened to Joanna Newsom in a very long time. Sorry, it made me think of that because I thought of this album cover. It kind of reminded me of this album cover. I listened to this like album once or twice, like back in high school. It feels like an ode you'd sing to the ocean. Yeah, that's what it is. It reminds me of kind of it has this old worldy feeling about her, the way she sings and the music and her lyrics and all of that have that strongest potions type beat. Yeah, that's very Joanna Newsom. Very interesting. Let's do it a little bit. That was Emily. It was like the first one I clicked on. She probably has ones that are a bit more that vibe, but I can't remember. But sorry, you got me sidetracked by talking about freaking dungeon synth. Interesting genre. Probably will never listen to it ever again, but I do appreciate the suggestion so much. So thank you. More music suggestions. I'll skip that for the future. I listen to the Wall album a lot. A lot. That's kind of crazy to me, actually. It is peak, but a lot? I listen to the Wall once a year, maybe. I listen to the entirety of the Wall like once a year. And then I'll maybe listen to key songs from Floyd. But I couldn't imagine listening to The Wall weekly. That's like listening to Long Season by Fishmans 3 times in a day, which I did once, and you should not do. Do not listen to Long Season by Fishmans 3 times in one day. It was like so fucked. It was so fucked that that's what happened. I was on a drive. I was on a really long drive, and I said, the person I was driving with, it was my freaking aunt. She'd never heard of Fishman. And I was like, Long Season would be perfect for this drive. It's a really long album. It's like one whole song that's like 40 minutes. We'll listen to that while we drive. Perfect. So we listened to Long Season on the car, and I was like, amazing. Then I get to the share house, and my housemate, her now ex, but like then boyfriend, he comes in and goes, dudes, have you listened to Long Season before? And I was like, I literally listened today. And then he starts playing it. So then I was like, oh, fuck it. What's listening to Long Season a second time? So he like never heard it before. The first day he'd ever heard Long Season. So he's like, well, you have to listen to Long Season. So we listened to Long Season. And I was like, okay, cool. Second time I listened to Long Season. Then the day continues. We have like lunch and stuff. And then we're like, oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. So gorgeous. Let's go out to the park. Let's have a beer. So we all go out to the park. And my then housemate, she joins us later. And she's like, puts her little speaker on while we're listening to the park. You guess what comes onto shuffle, boys? On the speaker. That's right, kids. Another Long Season. So I thought I was going insane. And she just let it run. She was like, she goes, oh my God, I've been wanting to listen to this song. She's like, oh God, no, what did she say? She's like, oh my God, I love this song. I haven't listened to it in so long. It's so perfect. And I was like, I can't say it. I can't say it. She's right too. She was absolutely right. It was the perfect song for the evening. At all 3 points in that day, it was the perfect song. But it also was like basically listening to the song on like an hourly rotation throughout the day. It's amazing. I'm so sad. We had that conversation earlier about like, would you see music live? I was in Japan the week before Fishman's performed Long Season live, so I missed it, and I am kind of a little bit sad about that. It became the theme song of the day. That's true. Sometimes, do you guys ever find that a song can become a theme song? Long Season fucks, by the way, it does. If you haven't listened to it, you should listen to it. Everyone should listen to Long Season at least once in their life. It's an incredible song. It's rated for a reason. It is a classic. Yes, so you went to Japan? What? Tell us more. Yeah, sometimes a song just becomes the day. For me, Joni Mitchell was yesterday. I listened to the Joni Mitchell all yesterday. I think she might be the outro track for today. I never heard that full. I've never listened to the whole album of Scatterbrain. I've never listened to the entirety of her cover album. I'd only ever listened to Blue. Both sides now. And so it was nice to hear a lot of my favorite songs from Blue recreated in that album. Okay. Next question. We've only got a few questions left, and then we are going to wrap up the pod. We've got about 4 more questions left, boys, before I'm going to have to call it. We might run slightly over time today, but it has been a really good episode, so thank you all for hanging out. Music's been there for me through a lot of it. Not the easiest times, all of us, we imagine. Just simply never leaves me. Moments of joy, occasions of sorrow, times of celebrations, festivities, every moment, all in between. When I listen to music, I listen to it with purpose, and I try and soak it all in. That's interesting. Whether it may be crying on public transport, if my grandfather died, or idling in a room staring at the ceiling, blasting tunes, with a girl in my arms, yo, hell yeah, pack. Or watching the scenery pass by on a drive. Yeah, man. Music always comes the soundtrack of those memories. Amplifies the atmosphere, sometimes controls the mood, it even can change it completely. May not apply to everybody, but I have found that music takes a great hold of me and my mood. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. This is why I wanted to talk about music for moods today. Because I was finding recently, I've been listening to a lot of music, and I'm like, weirdly don't relate to the mood, but I'm really enjoying the tunes. I think that's why this was an interesting thing of the pod, because also I went through a recent thing, and I talked to this on the stream. I listen to music so much, basically non-stop throughout all of my study. In the first year of full-time streaming, I listened to no music. I basically stopped listening to music. I listened to like 2 Bowie songs, maybe 1 Smith song the entire year. It was like the first year of streaming, I just completely stopped listening to music. But that was also right after my study, so I kind of stopped engaging with a lot of media. I stopped watching movies, I stopped painting, I stopped going to galleries, it was like I needed a break. Like a mental break from all kinds of like creative expressive arts after finishing my studies. And I went full head first into streaming, and everything was like, that's the only thing that was my like focus. Everything was now like attached to streaming, and creative arts were just like, I don't have the time for this. And I wasn't like even intentional, just kind of what happened. And then it was last year I started getting back into music, watching movies again, looking at art, going to galleries. And this year has kind of just continued that trend for me of finding music again, listening to music again, and finding music for different times and places, and integrating music listening back into my routine. You know, I basically locked in. I really did. I locked in. I had listened to no music for a whole year, and it's like now finding places where music just naturally falls into my day-to-day has been a thing. Seasons of life. Yeah. I kind of burnt out on music because I was finding so much music throughout study. Every day I'd find a new band. I almost like burnt myself out. took a whole year off listening to music, and then the last 2 years I've been listening to music again. So I find that like it's, yeah, I burnt out on anime, not gonna lie. Yeah, glad you found it interesting in music and movies. I've enjoyed it because then I can talk about them on stream. You guys get to hear my horrible and sometimes brilliant takes about music, media, and all the rest of it. That happened to me during my freshman year in college. So yeah, this is not an exclusive thing I've experienced. That's cool to know. But yeah, I do also react to, I find my emotions sometimes weird when it comes to music, because you know what I mean, like you like crying to music. I've definitely been like out in public listening to a song and just like teared up and cried, but it's not just like, it's not like I'm not necessarily sad. I know like afterwards I'll be like, it's fine, but it's more like that's just what to do. Like I very much let myself be at service to art. Like if art's gonna make me feel upset, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. Movie, I'm like, I kind of, it's like, it's, you know, I won't repress my emotions if the music, if like the piece of media wants me to feel a kind of way, I'd be like, yeah, bring it, buddy, bring it. But that's not necessarily dependent on how I actually feel. Does that make sense? It's more just like respecting the vibes and be like, oh, this is sad. Okay, time to feel sad. But it's not like I'm necessarily feeling depressed, and it's like it's responding to that. You know. Grew up in Kansas for 35 years. I can say the dustiest, most Spartan farmer at the end of the day will get off his tractor, go to his house, listen to the radio, read a book, watch some television. Humans need creative art. They absolutely do, Johnny, and I completely agree with that wholeheartedly. You can see it in your playthroughs. Yes, in video games. You see it all the time. I will cry in a video game because I'm like, this game wants me to feel something. Fuck it. I'm going to let the piece of art, I'm going to let the creative person do what they intended and make me feel that way. I'm going to be open to their experience. I'm going to hear it out. I'm not going to be, I can't cry because it's tough. No. If this director, this writer, this musician put the kind of, be a conduit. Yeah. Conduit, because at that point it's got nothing to do with how I actually feel. That's what I was talking about earlier within regards of like, I love a lot of cheesy math rock that can be like, I miss her and I'm so sorry. Like, have I ever personally experienced I miss her and I'm so sorry? No, I haven't. But it's like, but I will listen to songs and I will feel and empathize with the condiments, with the tomato, with the mustard, with the lettuce and the pickles on the side. I can listen to songs about like a shitty breakup, or about like I love Nico's song about being 40 and looking back at her life and reminiscing. I'm not 40, I'm not looking back, I'm not reminiscing, but if the artist is trying to make me feel that context, I'm gonna put myself in them freaking shoes and respect the piece of media. You know what I mean? To me, music is needed to be listened for the soul. If I want to vent out my emotions, I will if the music touches my soul and heart. Exactly. Yeah, 40, end of life. No, that's wrong. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I think she's much older when she wrote Chelsea Girls. Woo! Long essaying. Okay, but we'll go into it because maybe we can unpack some things from this. I also find like, okay, I'll try to pack it as we go. I listen to music almost all of the time. That's when I'm not listening to a stream or watching a movie. I listen to music while working, projects, working out, walking, train, falling asleep. Headphones rarely come out. See, that's what I feel like I'm different. I feel like, I've said this before on stream, and a couple of you jetpacks pushed back against me on this one. I think you should be able to walk around without headphones on. And I know this is not saying people who like, this is not for the Zoomers who have anxiety, if it's for a medical thing, or if it's for a specific anxiety thing. I get it. I'm not doing like a Northern Line bit where I'm like, you should be able to order a drink at a restaurant. But I feel like there's a balance where there's also a real joy of being alone with your thoughts just as much as complementing the environment with music. When you watch a movie, Jetpack, they don't fill the entire movie with music. There's diegetic, there's atmospheric, there's a mix, and there's moments of silence. You need to really enjoy moments where music really works. You also need to be completely comfortable with yourself in silence. And I'm not talking about playing Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, because that's the middest track on that album, okay? Listen to Autumn Comes, Forehead, okay? Why are we out here pretending that song's even good? It's literally one of Garfunkel's, sorry. Actual hot take, I will go to my tomb saying that Sound of Silence has ruined Simon and Garfunkel for a lot of people, and a lot of people will not give what is objectively an amazing artist the chance of day because they just think of Sound of Silence. Hot take, it has! Like, the Disturbed the only truly bass cover is Johnny Cash's Hurt. There, I said it. No, I think Sound of Silence, because it's such a meme and doesn't really sound like the rest of the music by Simon and Garfunkel, has put off a lot of people from listening to Simon and Garfunkel. And Simon and Garfunkel are really good. I genuinely love them. I'm always finding new music by them that I think is just wonderful, and none of it sounds like Sound of Silence. Anyway, back to this conversation. It's used as a joke and entertainment now. Yeah, exactly. It's their fault for making their biggest hit not match the rest of their tone. Well, like, the thing is, it wasn't their biggest hit for ages. And even then, like, Cecilia and Mrs. Robinson are also their big hits, but are not indicative of 90% of their music. Simon and Garfunkel, when they're at their best, is when they're at a kind of reflective, introspective, moody. Like, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart, and like, it's like 3 songs out of what is a massive discography of music that sounds nothing like that. And Mrs. Robinson's hits because of the movie was attached to. Yeah, like most of Simon and Garfunkel is like so vibey and chill, and that's when they're really good. Anyway, now I'm just ranting about Simon and Garfunkel. Here we are. My music taste is also a mess. Were they better together or apart? I think they were better together, but I also like Graceland. Graceland's also great, but I do think they were better together. It's always surprising they did all of that in like 4 years. I mean, they don't have that many albums, do they? They only have like 4 albums, right? Sure. Oh, I hate let me just Google that discography. Simon and Garfunkel. Discography. Give me the studio album. 5. I thought it was 4. Okay, 5's more than I thought it was. Wow, 5 albums in 4 years is actually impressive. Because I thought it was only 4 albums. I was like, okay, an album a year is not bad. But yeah. Quality over quantity too. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of crazy. Have they all went triple platinum? Holy shit. Wednesday Morning went platinum. Freaking Sound of Silence went triple platinum. Parsley, Rosemary, and Sage went triple platinum. Bookends went 2 times platinum. And Bridge Over Troubled Water went 8 times platinum? That's crazy. To release 5 albums in your 4-year career and like all of them went platinum is wild. Is it fair to say that Simon and Garfunkel have kind of went that threshold where they're no longer rated? Boys, do you think Gen Alpha be rating Simon and Garfunkel? Because they're rating Bob Dylan because they made Timothy Chalamet Bing Bong sexy and shit. But do you think that they're ready to do you think that Gen Alpha is ready for Simon and Garfunkel? Like, do you think we can bring... They don't know that the Zoomers don't know how beautiful Bridge Over Troubled Water is. And that's a problem. That's, you know what? This is the reason why Zoomers can't order Mackey's takeout at the cash register and can't watch sex on television. It's because they've never listened to Simon and Garfunkel. This generation's too ironic to enjoy it. That's why summer is a joke now. That is true. Those Simon and Garfunkel are like incredibly sincere, and when the songs are at their best, it's when they are the most sincere. Like nobody writes about their woman the way that Art Garfunkel be writing about his woman. Like I don't know how it's real that he actually feels the way about her. You know what I mean? Like, he's saying shit like the way her hair was in the light on the pillowcase as he sat there reading their pulp novel books together. I'm like, what? Dude, homies don't be thinking about ladies in this way. No way. Like, that's, dude, he's such like a romanticist. It's crazy. Only sex enjoyers can get that Garfunkel down. Yeah, it's wild. Maybe they'll feature in the second Minecraft movie. Yes we do. Yes we do. I can write for Emily. I could do it without a hint of irony. Really? I guess it's because a lot of jetpacks are millennials. But millennials are awfully jetpack. Millennials are all awfully, like, if they're not ironic in the way that Zoom is ironic, they're like whimsical in a way that's not sincere. You know what I mean? Millennials are like, Tiffy, I'm so random. Isn't this a weird thing? Whatever. Like, and sarcastic. It's, you know, whereas Zoomers are like very, very irony pilled. And that's why it's hard for them to enjoy Simon and Garfunkel. You could fall in love with just the way a girl leans on a wall. Sad cat pack. They're wacky and zany in a different way. Jets, aren't you a millennial or you actual Zoomer? I'm a whatever in somewhere in the middle. Alright, so let me continue this conversation. We got sidetracked about yelling about Simon and Garfunkel, and it is wrapping up to the end of this pod episode. My music taste is a mess. I just like songs that I like. I'm not an album listener. That's interesting. You should get on that shit. Listening to albums would change your mind. Usually I skip like 30 to 40 songs on my phone. Crazy. Until I've reached just one that I vibe with. Interesting. I would just let it play. Even if I'm not vibing out, I'll give it a chance. It's all about what I feel at the moment. Interesting. I kind of let the music carry my moment for the most part. If I'm angry, I'll need angry music. If I'm sad, I need the sad basket. If I'm working, I need energetic music. I can really go for anything, although I do want to curate things a little bit. Most of my songs are just random songs that just appeal to me. Interesting. Whatever sounds good and whatever just matches my nature. I mean, that's kind of cool. You treat it like a mixed bag, like a shaky bag of random songs. That's very interesting. Although I kind of developed a little bit of that habit when I got into Spotify, because I'd save random songs I thought were cool or shuffle in, and I'd put them on a big Zoomer irony is absurdism, whereas like millennial irony is like whimsy. Sorry, God, as a millennial, I can say we were the original irony pilled generation thanks to early internet, but now we're post-ironic and sick of this shit. Yeah, it's like a post-irony whimsy kind of thing that millennials have. Sorry, we're getting onto generational conversation, which we really shouldn't. I'm really confused. Don't all people pick up one or two from different artists across the years, or some older stuff mixed in? Do people really stick with a single artist or group of artists? Some people do. Some people do stick for the singular artist. I had this thing where for ages I would just find random songs scattered around. I never go back and listen to the rest of the discography for an artist. And this year specifically, I've been like, hey, I really like that random song I found on that playlist. I'm going to go back and listen to more work by that artist to try and force myself to actually sit down and listen to a whole album. And doing that, I've been like, wow, holy crap, this one song I like by this artist, turns out I like the rest of their work and I should have done this. So yeah, I've actually done that a lot because I used to like listen to albums and then I fell off of it and now I'm kind of back into it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this is where it gets into it. Alright. Why I listen to music is a complicated matter. I deal with really rough depression. It comes with a lot of voices in my head, self-doubt, bad thoughts, loathing, fears, anxieties, etc. I listen to music most of the day to drown out the noise. Even when I go to sleep, being alone with my thoughts is a pain, and I can basically use the music to drown out the excess noise in my brain so I can think clearly when the music is playing. I think this is a thing a lot of people can relate to. I always use headphones, never speakers. I don't want other people to hear what I listen to. I usually listen to music on YouTube or download it, put it in a big playlist where I have them all in shuffle. Finding new music is really hard for me. I'm really open to new stuff and I'm quite set in my ways. And I have to hear a great song by accident in a movie or just happen upon it by chance. And then I'll find new tracks and I'll listen to them a lot. So, yeah. I think a lot of people can relate to this. And this is why I did mention the thing beforehand. A lot of people kind of push back or like kind of do the tomatoes of like, I think it is important to be able to not listen to music always. And I say that as a person who can relate to this feeling. Obviously, you know, whatever makes you feel comfortable is most important, but it can be very powerful to challenge those conventions and find that like, okay, and I'm not a therapist, so you probably should talk to someone who's more qualified than me, of course. But personal experience then. What I do is talk from personal experience. For me, personally, used to do that a lot. Nowadays, I find I will put music on if it's right and it's like for the vibe, but I don't need to. And I think that's very cool because it's very powerful because you have control of this environment of being like, hey, I feel like listening to music. Hey, I don't feel like listening to music. That's cool. That's vibes. Hey, some noises in my head are getting a little bit too loud. I don't like that. I'm gonna put something else on. Or the noises in my head are a bit much. I might just go for a walk and process them a little bit, sit with them, be like, oh, these aren't that deep and move on. That's just for me. Not for everybody. Everybody has different things that they need to deal with and all the rest of it to make it work for them. So obviously case by case basis, but that's just a thing where for me, when it comes to music listening, it doesn't have to be 24/7. It doesn't have to be. It's just when I feel in the mood for music. Okay, turn your BGM off right now. The difference with that is it's more, this is the mood. I like having music on stream because I feel like it sets a mood very comfortably. Music tastes have changed a lot. Before 16, I felt outcast because other people were listening to pop songs and I was listening to the Queens and Stones and Floyd and Beatles and so on. Around 15, I got to anime music, hell yeah. Then anime and Japanese music, but after my anime phase, I was nightcore, past, I just whatever. This is submit a responder. I want you to know that everything you're saying is very normal. I want you to know that everything you're saying I completely can relate to. I feel like this is right. And I feel like reader, as a commenter who's put this in, you know, talking about your sadness and maybe your self-doubt and the voices in your head. I don't know if it will help you to hear this by any means, but maybe it would in some kind of way. I am just a random purple anime lady on the internet, but buddy, I want you to know deeply you are not alone in these thoughts. Like, you are completely right to have a scattered ways of listening to music. You're completely right to have been to the Beatles and then found weeb music and nightcore, because I did the exact same fucking thing, man. It's not called TikTok edits, it's called night porn. You put an anime girl on the thumbnail. Yes, exactly. This is an experience I can directly relate to, and it's completely understandable. It's Dungeon Synth, Mom! See, I didn't necessarily get into Nightcore explicitly, I got into like Vaporwave. I had the same thing, but I was into like Beatles and Stones and stuff, and then I got into like Vaporwave, and then I got into like synth, I got into Carpenter Brut, I got into like all that, and then I kept finding things and finding things and finding things. I think finding new music is hard. That's something that I hope you open yourself up to, because it's really fun to find new music, and so I hope you do find some more things that you enjoy and you keep listening to. Alright boys, we've got a few more questions and then we're gonna wrap it up because I've been talking for way longer than I thought. If I could throw a new genre at you, it's Mechanus OST. It's gothic synth. I've not listened to synth in a hot second, except for I want to listen to Mort Garson's Music for Plants, but I should. Because I do love electronica musica. Jets, do you collect vinyl or old cassettes? I don't collect old cassettes. I do have a cassette player. But I do collect vinyl. I've been collecting vinyl since I was very young. Like, when did I get my first record player? Holy shit. I would have been like 30, maybe younger. Asked it for my birthday, innit? Really young. Been collecting vinyl very, very slowly through my life. Vinyl's expensive. 13, not 30. Sorry, I'm not hag love. I'm not 40 years old. Sorry, not yet, boys. It's not you're talking to a 40-year-old hag who's like, yeah, back in the 70s when I was an art student doing drugs, peace and love. No, I've been collecting vinyl for a very, very, very long time. Very casually. I don't have too many fancy vinyls. I kind of have a bad habit of, if I go into a record store and if I see something I like, I'll grab it. That's why I tend to avoid going into record stores, because I will buy a record, and it's definitely a frivolous kind of endeavor. And it's horrible to move. It's very horrible to move. I've moved every day of my life, and the one thing that sucks the most is moving the record player. I love it. I do listen to albums regularly on vinyl when I'm cooking, when I'm just like cleaning up. I put my records on. I do it. I use it very casually. I love the experience. I love the crackle. I love being able to collect big pieces of art, but I'm super casual about it. I'm super casual about my record collection, just for fun. I'm not one of those people who feels like it's superior or better, or you have to, or you don't get it, man, it's like the fidelity, oh bro, like I'm not that. It's just kind of like I will. The reason I got into vinyl, now that I think about it, I was like I've just always been into collecting old weird gadgets and gizmos. I like mechanical things. I like seeing the functionality of it. I like tactile stuff. I like clicky buttons. I like physically being able to hold the music and see the grooves and watch it move, and it's like all those kinds of like things. Like, I love taking apart my record player, cleaning it, adjusting the cabling and putting it back together. Those kind of things are what's enjoyable to me. All those little elements of the wires and the cables and the knobs, and that's what I enjoy. And I think when I first got it, I went to like some bric-a-brac stores, got some like my first vinyls when I was really young were all from op shops. They were like the 5-cent piece compilations of music from the 50s, our golden oldies. It was not until like I had my first proper job that I would save up and then buy like one vinyl if I went to a record store. For ages they were just like, I would get like the bric-a-brac kind of bottom of the barrel op shop kind of like compilation albums that people just like didn't want, And nowadays I'll like try and look for a classic. Like recently I got Wish You Were Here, which is a vinyl I wanted forever. And I think I might end up getting Joni Mitchell's tune, because I've been listening to her a lot, and I was like, yeah, I do think I might have some Joni Mitchell on vinyl. And I don't think every song should be played on vinyl, but also that's just me, man. I have an oscilloscope in my room solely for this function. I have never tested a single waveform in it. I just like the clicky buttons and knobs. Yeah, exactly. Jet says electronics core. I do like electronics and stuff like that. Jet's karaoke on vinyl when that would be insane. That would be insane. I like seeing the needle slowly move towards the center. Yeah, right? Do you get AC6 on vinyl? I didn't, and I don't think I would. I tend to listen to lots of very vibey music on vinyl. I don't know if I'd get an OST on vinyl. Maybe Hilux? Hilux OST I think would be nice on vinyl. Certain things just work better when being heard through my crusty old speakers. And I wouldn't say it's everything. Mechanist on vinyl. Oh, it actually works. I don't have a lot of colored vinyls. I'm also not a colored vinyl person, boys. I'm not. I think it's gimmicky. I want my vinyls boring, basic, just generic black vinyls. I have like one colored vinyl, and it's because Mexis got it for me as a gift. I never go for a colored vinyl. I do like my red Signalis vinyl. Like, is it really cool? Yes. And do they look cool? Yeah. Do I want them in my collection? I don't know why. I just don't. How to put VCRs. I have my own VCR Zenimatros of the Jet's Law videos. I do have to get the VCR player. Hopefully soon. To, sorry! Sorry, I just clicked over to the next question. I'm so sorry. I just clicked over to the next question, and I caught it in the corner of my eye. Oh my god. Okay, the next question. Every adult has a sex playlist, and just in case, what's yours? I was... Buddy! Oh, that's funny. No, people don't. Do they? Who is this thing? Who, like, wait, not till I'm an adult. C-Bat. Sex? Is that some sort of music genre? I will be very transparent. I do not have a playlist in which some people do. Definitely not. Chat got answers. Brother is telling himself. A playlist with only this. Dude, what is this?
I've delivered this.
No, it's freaking advertisement. Stop. Oh, it's C-Back. Oh, man. Why do links keep opening up in weird windows for me at the moment? Fucking fails to be hilarious. Yes. It's what? The fucking bass drum. It's so consistently good. Oh, it's so bad. It's like a metronome. Oh, his penis. Oh my god. Okay, like, will I admit that there's music that I've listened to where I'm like, this is sexy music? Yes, of course. There's songs that exist out there that's like, damn. This kinda, ooh, hello. It's got a vibe. It's got a tune. But do I have a specific playlist? No. Put on the Smiths. Hey, Stretch Out and Wait has an undertone of a certain vibe. Like, wait, is this what I'm thinking of? Yeah, this song. This song by Pale Saints. It's like, you come to this. Yo, you've been around this. Yo, what up? Like, it's so. This song is so. I love the Pale Saints. Like, I unironically love Pale Saints, and I think this shuffled on one day, and I was like. Because I love Side of You. I love Language Flowers. Like, I think Comforts of Madness is a great album. And so I listened to lots of Pale Saints. And then one day, this song shuffled on. And I think I was just randomly listening to music. And I was like, is it just me? Or did it just get spicy in here? Like, most of the other music is not like this. Like Sights of You is, like, really vibey. Really cool. Like this. Most of the music's more like this, which I really like. It's like dream pop, shoegazy pop kind of stuff that I really like quite a bit. The Pale Saints is a classic. So good. Anyways, it's music in a freaking coming of age film kind of. But yeah, there are songs that are particularly like, ooh, yeah, that has a specifically vibe to it. What's someone's like, ooh, do do do. Wait, is it this song? I find this song too, which is, it's not, but for some reason, this song to me, I'm like, I could see it being used in a movie for it, because it's not obvious, but, do you like drumming music? I do, I always listen to the drums and music, like, I like when they go, I like very country sounding music. I should have been born in the Midwest. I feel that sometimes. I listen to my music. I think I would have been a drummer. I think if I was in a band, I would have been the drummer. I got the face for a drummer. Ooh, baby, take me. Like, I think it's that part. Ooh, baby. Like that song, I'm like, I could see it used in a movie. Some freaking coming of age film. It does have that, but I don't know. But it's like, okay, let's dissect the whole thing we're talking about here with this idea of every adult has this playlist. 1, crazy. 2, music. 3, what if the other person doesn't like the same music as you? Like, that's so anxiety-inducing. The whole thing sounds anxiety-inducing from the base up, and now you're bringing your music taste into it? What? Jets, can you please put on Hi-Fi All the Fire and see who self-reports in chat? I promise it's relevant. Okay, you have almost supported for... It's about confidence? I don't got no confidence. As Corona once said, no confidence. Wait. Hi-Fi All the Fire? Self-report? I can't seem to find it. I can't seem to find it, my man. Have confidence. No confidence. It's on Spotify. Yeah, I can't stand the song. I'm sorry. I'm literally looking at it on YouTube. The caption is, some of you all will know where this is from. I've never heard this before in my life. Nobody say anything. What? Wait, why do I know this? Wait, where the fuck do I know this from? What? I do not know this. I got no idea what this shit is. Why do I know this? Court? I don't know this. The comments say you're down horrendous. What is this song? I don't know. This is not a thing. Not this tune. Is chat self-reporting right now? Because I'm not in on the joke. I am not in on the joke right now. I recognize this melody. All right, you guys know something that I do not know. I'm so fucking confused. Chat has been, this song awakened me like a sleeper agent. Holy shit. Finding this shit on Newgrounds was earth-shattering. Huh? What? Boys? What do you know that I don't know? Stay oblivious, Jets. Is this like when I thought the Anka meme was wholesome and I thought it was just a really cute video of a cat? Gee, fucking Christ, man. I swear, I'm not like an angel or anything. Yeah, I ain't no goddamn angel, but seriously, like, apparently I'm not cued into certain kinds of stuff. Is this some kind of sus song? It might be. But yeah, the whole concept of having a playlist for that kind of scenario is kind of crazy. I don't know, my brain's like wrapping around in my, I think I would just be so worried that like, that the other individual wouldn't like my music. Like, sharing your music taste with a person when you're like fully not into them in that way, or not in that scenario, or that, like, sharing your music with a friend is daunting because they could hate it. I couldn't imagine how much more that is the anxiety of that would be times in that scenario. I'm guessing I heard it from a meme referencing the original. That could be the case, right? If it's the internet stuff. If you're that far in, the music doesn't matter that much. My friend hates every song that I like. Yeah, that's the thing. I've shared music with my friends, and they'd be like, "This sucks," and so I'm like, yeah, no, it can be a big deal sharing someone's taste. If they don't like the sex playlist, then you don't want them anyway. It's like a trial by fire. If you can't fuck with the C-back, you ain't fucking with me. Like, if you don't have the same taste in sex music, then it's never gonna work. It's like that one Godard quote, which is like, I always believe people who don't like the same movies will divorce. Is it like that? Crazy. Oh man. Anyway, okay, next question. Final question. Let's get out of this topic before it goes into like it devolves in. Final question that was submitted, and then we'll probably end up wrapping this up, and we'll try and get off this topic because it's completely sidelined me, is on the music mood. Here's an important question on the topic of video game OSTs. Who are your favorite video game composers, and which one do you relate your music personality to the most? I will say I can't state that I know a lot of music composers off by heart or anything by that means, anything in that regard currently, because I am still so new to music, and I am still so new to video games. I'm still new to video games, and so I'm still new to video game music. I think really it's like the Armored Core for answer. It's the musicians that do Armored Core for Answer's music, probably my favorite video game OST music stuff. Yeah, I German industrial music. Breath of the Wild cooking sounds. Oh my god. Oh, CEO Funky Fresh Beats. Yes, I do like the CEO Funky Fresh Beats as well. Actually, I do like that. I do like the music from Bomb Rush Cyberfunk quite a bit too. Yes. Yes. Oh my god, boys. I was trying to pivot all this conversation. You guys are still doing bits in stream. Wait, you and your mom both ended up liking Japanese pop fusion? That's so wholesome. That is so Ace Combat as well. No, wait, Kernix. There was a period for ages when I was also listening to Ace Combat OST. Holy crap, I forgot about that. It must be because I didn't add it to a playlist. So I completely kind of forgot about that. Yes, I do love the Ace Combat music. I just can't think of what the name of the musician who does that is. This was a good raid. I will attend again. You know what? If I'm not suspecting a lot of people hung around for the raid, Composer, thank you, Dave. Thank you so much, dude. I'm kind of expecting a lot of people hung around for the raid because this is not my normal streaming stuff. Unpacking Pod happens once weekly. It's a kind of really casual atmosphere where we tend to just talk about a random topic and have a fun time. It's a short stream. Today ran a little bit longer. In the future, if you ever want to come back to an Unpacking Pod, I will be having guests on. We'll be doing interviewing VTubers and talking to people about their creative process. But at the moment, it has just been kind of vibing and talking about our interests, and I've been enjoying it a lot. So thank you guys for hanging out to me and unpacking the music and moods. Listen to music, having certain moods, listen to music. This was really cool. It was just great to talk about this idea because it's been playing on my head for a little bit, and I'm not just talking about playing music in my headphones. Internet's best podcasts. I didn't even do an internet's busiest music nerd meme. Fuck. But yeah, great chat, guys. Thank you so much. The stream was great to the CBAT part. I feel like that made the stream. I feel like it made the stream. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. We're playing Repo with Vishayon, and then for the rest of the week it's very up in the air because it's Easter, but I do want to be playing more Deus Ex, and hopefully we can either finish up Devil May Cry or do some Doom on the CRT. Wait, I thought you were just unpacking boxes for weeks. Don't you still have one more question? No, that's all the questions I have at the moment. If questions weren't read, it's because they were suggestions for songs. I did tend to skip a couple of the song suggestion ones, or it could got lost. I think the Google form can hold questions sometimes. I heard 3 more questions. I know you guys are trying to keep me around for the stream, but I do have commission work I have to do today. I have commission work I have to get done, so I will have to skedaddle and work on my projects. Great pod as always. Well, thank you for being such great co-hosts. It's so nice to have you guys contribute ideas. How many days left on the merch? Flamingo! Oh, you great shield! Exclamation point merch! Exclamation point standees! The merch will be gone this weekend, 4/20. Get it now or never get it. Merch will be live until the end of this week. Me and Vishayon will be talking about Vishayon and myself, I should say. We'll be talking all about it tomorrow on the Repo collab. I hope I'll see you guys all for it. But if you did enjoy the pod today, please stop by for the streams where I play funny video games. I tend to be better at the funny video games. The pod is like a new thing. We're working out the vibe, working out what works with the vibe. And now, Jetpack. To wrap up the stream, we're gonna get the stream muted by questionable. All right. Long-time packs, don't do this to me, boys. Have a great day. Try and improve the ankle. I will try. I'm going to wrap up the stream with some Joni, because I've been listening to her. And this reinterpretation of one of my favorite songs by her is so gorgeous. Oh, so romantic. So pretty. So lovely. Let's, who's online today, boys? Who should we raid? Wrap my ankle. I will. I'll put my ankle up. I'll relax, I'll work on commissions. Ooh, who should we send our kindness to? You guys want to raid Mia? Kiwi's playing Among Us. Where else are we gonna go? Yeah, we can go Mia. Awesome. Let's raid Mia. Oh, this song's so pretty. Thank you guys for hanging out today. What? You guys want Sussy? You guys want Among Us-y? You want Among Us? Okay, we can raid Kiwi. If you want to. Don't you want Sussy? Lumi's on as well? Do it. Alright, we're ready to give him. Let's do it. So let's wrap to the raid. Raid them all. If I could, I would. Sorry. Let's read the saucy. Thank you guys for hanging out. Here is the raid message. Be lovely, lovely, lovely to everybody. Have an amazing, brilliant, wonderful. Until next time, just in case next time, that's all good. Because this time I say jetpack jetting out. Yeah. This has been a lovely episode. I do appreciate it. Next episode will be episode 9. Can you believe it? Not sure what the theme would be. If you'd like to ever submit a theme for the episode, you can do so in the Discord. If you ever like to contribute to the questionnaire, you can put that in the Discord, as well as suggesting future guests when we start having different guests on the stream. It's a pleasure hanging out super casual with you all today. This song is so dramatic. And it's ridiculous. And I've kind of just been vibing with it. Because it's like, I don't know, it's such a different interpretation of the original track. I prefer the original track, I think. But it's just something about the so ridiculously dramatic. Anyway, bye boys. Take care. Be lovely to Kiwi. Until next time, jetpack, jetting out. Thank you for being the pod. We'll unpack some more next week. And if you're still here, thank you for hanging out. Go listen to yourself some music that's suitable for your mood. Bye. What? That's the wrong one. Ah! That's not the end stream. That's the end stream.
This has been a Cynapse Inc. broadcast. Cynapse Inc. linking you with a safer tomorrow.
And I'm drawn to those ones